No splash screen? I'm disappointed, PS3. Oh, no, wait, actually. I think I remember how this works. Oh, sorry, I was getting a good stretch in. I'm going to turn the mic now. Take your headphones out. 3, 2, 1. Oh, that wasn't as loud as I thought. I think I remember how this works. I was getting a stretch in before I started this, but I think you have to earn the XMB splash screen for this game. Like, you have to get trophies or something, and then you can equip them, quote unquote, on the main menu, if I remember right. I don't remember if there's a lot of games on the PS3 that do that now that I think about it. But anyway, here we are again. New game. Hey Marie, how you doing? Welcome back. You guessed way wrong on the next game. What did you guess? What did you guess that it went so far, so wrong? I wasn't sure 100% if the hint was going to be that clear for people, especially when this game is not exactly forefront in anyone's minds anymore. But, well, the quote is from the opening sequence, and the opening sequence is the part that Square Enix hates you to post on YouTube, or at least they did back when this game came out, because people were getting their channels taken completely off the air because they posted the opening sequence. So let's hope that's not still in place, or we're going to be playing Russian roulette with YouTube's copyright system today. Yay! I love it. Look, you said beginning of the end, so you thought a post-apocalypse game. Oh, actually, that's fair. Honestly, I could see it. I could see that being like an apocalyptic, like a prophetic statement. You know what I mean? So, this game wasn't even that good. SC, please. Oh, and then they made sequels, and oh, we'll talk about it. Cole already said he's going to come in because he has things to say about this, so great. And I'm going in with absolutely no notes either, so I mean, there's going to be time for me to write notes. Like, I'm not really worried about it. I'll just write notes for it if I need them, but I don't know if it was such a good idea. But we'll see. There's only one way to find out, and that's by doing it. So we'll see. You have the sequel on Steam. You started it years ago, and you didn't get far before you put it down. Yeah, that sounds about right. You're probably better off, honestly. You got further in Berseria than in the sequel to this one. Yeah, and honestly, I could see that too, because I feel like Berseria, there's something tangible there, whereas the sequel to this one, like, look, you're already okay, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to spoil it now. The sequel to 13.1 retcons the ending to 13.1 in order to even exist, and it exists exclusively because they wanted to market it as a trilogy. So you're already starting off with a bad taste in my mouth, Final Fantasy 13 too. Like, I'm not even in the door yet, and you already have a bad taste in my mouth. Like, come on now. But let's not let that coat this game. We're going to approach this one objectively as best we can and see how it goes. So unnecessary. The ending was actually so good for what it was. Yeah, I know. And we'll have plenty of time to talk about it, trust me. We will get there. Let's start it first, though. Can't get to the end without the beginning, right? Here we go. I'm going to mute so that we can hear the opening sequence. Well, you've already got me on board. You've got an intro with pretty triumphant music, and you have a relaxing title screen. And yeah, that's the bar for me. I'm easy to please, what can I say? Let's see if the rest of the game can keep up. How you doing, everybody? My name is Monochromium, and this is Final Fantasy XIII. This one's a little out of left field, I guess. I'm playing it on the PS3 just because it's the version that I own. I heard the PC version, you can get it to 60 FPS, but you have to, like, mod it or finagle with the settings or some shit like that, like, to the point where I don't really feel like being bothered to buy it and do all of that, so I said I'll just play the version that I own. Although I have not played the version that I own in probably 11 years, honestly. I think it's been since 2012 since I played it. And I just thought about this, I was going to mention the triumphant music to the title screen thing. The bar for them was set by Final Fantasy XII, because on the PS2, Final Fantasy XII's intro sequence was pretty great as well. But then I remembered that the Zodiac Age version of Final Fantasy XII doesn't feature the opening at all. It just cuts it out completely, and now I'm sad about that. But we can deal with that problem when we get there. For now, let's not deal with this problem, because there is no problem, so let's just keep this one moving. Wait, Nomura was the lead character designer, man, he did a good job on that front. Also, the opening actually holds up. How? I haven't touched this game since my brother formatted our old PS3 in a failed attempt to turn the PS3 into a PC. How the hell does that even work? Oh my lord. But yeah, no, the opening, I think it holds up. I think the graphics on this are relatively still pretty decent considering. Like, I mean, there's a little bit of chunkiness to the faces, and obviously it's not as high fidelity as some of the really high quality stuff that we've gotten in more recent years, but honestly, I think it still holds up pretty well, so. Don't remind me. I don't want to remember that the literal only thing you wanted in HD was cut. Yeah, I know. I know. Sorry to bring it back up. Let's see. Okay, up is up and left is left. That's exactly what I want. I don't know why you'd start me on inverted y-axis. Maybe this is like a Japanese thing, but I don't know. Anyway, event subtitles on, speaker names on, non-event subtitles, sure, why not? Battle speed we'll leave on normal. From what I understand, setting it to slow can change, like, it makes the battles a little slower, obviously, but generally speaking, in previous Final Fantasy games with ATB systems, which this game has a vague-ish ATB system, setting it to slow can mess with the enemies as well. So we'll talk about default battle command in just a moment. I have to mention that when we get there in a little bit. We'll do target selection from cursor, battle help messages. I'll leave them on for now. I don't think we'll need them after this, and we'll stick brightness to +1 as usual. Okay, but in any case, what else can I say about this one? Yeah, I haven't played it in like 11 years. I played the sequel, one of the sequels. I never played Lightning Returns because 13.2 was not so good for me. As I said a few minutes ago, it starts off on the wrong foot just by virtue of existing, so didn't really like that part. That being said, I'm interested in seeing if this game's themes and messages resonate with me now, because in the 11 years since I played it, I've changed a lot as a person, and I remember the game's messages being a little more, I guess, resonant to a younger me. This is the most literal, on-the-nose, fight fate and forge your own path of all the Final Fantasies, even though that's like the central theme of almost every Final Fantasy main series game is fight fate and forge your own path. This one's the most on-the-nose about it. So I'm interested in seeing if that still resonates with me as an older adult rather than as the younger person I was when I last played it. So there's only one way to find out. Let's get started. Bro, the game's graphics in the menu hold up to time. Yo, that's cool. And you know, the funny thing is this is still the PS3 version. So the fact the PS3 version's graphics are still holding up, like, I think that's pretty impressive, honestly. All things considered, that's not something I expected. But it's a good first start.
13 days after we awoke, were the beginning of the end.
Subtitles are a little larger than I'm used to, but that's just part of the time, you know. TVs were smaller back then. What can you do? So, how long till this bullet train reaches the apostate station so we can all be ritually sacrificed to our technocratic gods? Because that's the impression that I get from these robes we're wearing. Although maybe we're not wearing them by choice, since we have an armed escort. Do you feel the need to harass every prisoner that you have on this train, sir?
You serious?
Be quiet.
Best of luck.
Did they not put the shield down? Okay, well, that works for our purposes. Man, it's a good thing they give every single one of the guards the restraint remote for every single prisoner. Makes our job a lot easier. Beat the shit! Nice. I like this lady. She's pretty badass already.
I'm out of the sea.
Sir, I don't know what that means. Ah, yes, the best character. One of the defining features of that character is the side character that he keeps with him at all times. You can tell this came out after Advent Children, though, because they had a lot of time to, like,
Good for them.
choreograph their cutscenes and stuff. Man, Technocratic Gods is right. Look at this fucking sci-fi place. How does anyone get anywhere here? Like, I feel like going anywhere in a place like this would take you forever. Especially with all the spiraling highways and shit. Oh, nice. See, I would say I'd be kind of down for, like, first-person shooter-esque gameplay elements here, but Dirge of Cerberus came out before this one, which means we won't get any first-person shooter elements. We also might all be dead, because the train just crashed like crazy. So that's fun. But yeah, because Dirge of Cerberus came out before this one and everybody hated Dirge of Cerberus, no first-person shooter elements for us. They have Digimon, though, so that's cool. Whoa, that one already evolved into its Mega form. I don't think we fight that guy until a lot later. Probably for the best that he's on the wrong track. Oh, okay, it only destroyed half of our train. Thankfully, the rest of our train was still on the rails. But this looks like it might be the end of the line. Ow.
Run! I've been away!
Yeah, she doesn't look like the away kind of person there, man. Just saying. We need the tubes from Futurama with more safeties. Something like that. Alright, now for in-game graphics. Which, honestly, not that muddy. Expected them to be muddier. Not gonna lie. Alright. What the hell is this thing and how do I break it?
Hey, let's be rational now.
I don't think it has a rational bone in its body, man. Probably because it's synthetic.
Send the big guns now. What do we do?
Shoot it. Find the salvo that is its weak point, because these things usually have a weak point. Let's see if we can find it. Alright, so this game has an ATB system, Active Time Battle System. It's a little bit different from the Active Time Battle Systems of Final Fantasies 4 through 9, though, so let's take a look. So, time flows continuously throughout battle. It is always active. Actually, I think there is a situation where you can set it to be wait, but mostly active. So that will slowly charge up, as you can see by the blue meter that's charging up. Every time it hits a line, you get 1 gauge. Right now we have a total of 2 gauges, and each gauge can be used to select a command. Excuse me. Yeah, so you can input an entire string of commands or unleash them one at a time. It's usually better to input a string. You can select auto battle, and the game will give you commands, give you whatever it thinks are the quote-unquote best commands to use in this situation, or you can select abilities to do it yourself. One of the game's loudest complaints from the internet has to do with this auto battle command, and we'll talk about it in just a second, but for now, since it's a tutorial, let's just select auto battle since it won't let me do anything else, and it will give me 2 stacks of attack, so we can attack the Manasfin Warmech. So let's do that. After we select the gauge things, we're gonna what we use our gauge for. We can fight one enemy right now, but there are chances where we'll be fighting multiples, so you can select from the menu or select with the cursor. I like selecting from the menu a little bit. It's just easier for me, honestly. And you also only control the actions of party leader when you are doing this. So Saz, who is our support partner here, will fight using AI while we will control Lightning's actions. So here we go. Now, you'll notice something, by the way. When that guy attacked me just now, it happened again, one of my sequences of ATB actually got taken away from me. So sometimes it's actually nice, while the enemies in the game can still stagger you, to not attack right away, because sometimes when they stagger you, it will basically reduce your ATB gauge to being completely unused. So like my attack command basically got eaten because I got staggered. It's a big problem. We can't fix it right now, but we can fix it later, so not to worry. There's a way to basically give yourself a buff that prevents stagger. So.
Not so tough now, huh?
Saz, I don't think it's a good idea to taunt the giant mech.
Hey, that wasn't like a challenge now, all right?
I don't... He can't tell the difference, man. We don't have a tank yet.
Time to go.
Yeah, time to go is right. Nice grind. Saz?
I'm coming.
You got big shoes to fill, man. Nice landing.
Heads up.
I love the Chickabo.
This thing won't give up.
No, it won't, because we haven't hit the salvo yet. We need to hit its mana salvo, then it will give up. So see if you can shoot the mana salvo, Saz. Anyway, so now we'll use the abilities command rather than using the auto battle command. And I'll talk about that in just a moment. Wave cannon, we can't do anything about this just yet, so I'm just going to wait because this is going to stagger us. And once it's over with, we can attack again. Yeah, see how I didn't stagger that time, so I didn't lose one of my gauges there? Yeah, just keep trying to attack for a little bit. We'll heal if we need to. I don't know if we'll need to until the next wave cannon, but I think if we can get through the fight without healing, we should be in better shape. We'll see, though. Might get there, might not. Let's wait, actually. Let's see how much this does. Yeah, no, we'll be fine. I think. It takes him a minute to charge back up after doing that, so... Cutting it a little close, but it's fine. You actually get ranked for each battle in the game, and if you don't heal, you get a little bit of a bonus into your score, so that's why I try not to heal when I don't have to. Because, as it turns out, you'll actually get your entire health bar back at the beginning of each fight, so... It saves time having to go to, like, inns and stuff, which, obviously, in a largely sci-fi environment like this, inns wouldn't really exist as they traditionally do, so... Auto isn't even mandatory. Why was that a complaint again? Oh, we'll talk about it in just a second when I get full control. Wow, I forgot that you used to love this battle theme. Yeah, Blinded by Light is actually a really solid battle theme. Masashi Hamau's is the composer, the main composer on track here, and honestly, I was one of those people where I was concerned after Nobuo Uematsu said that he was retiring from being the main composer after Final Fantasy IX. But I mean, I heard Yoko Shimomura after that. I heard Masashi Hamau's after that. I forget the guy's name that does the Nier soundtracks, and I was like, no, this company's still in good hands. It's fine. We'll be fine. Anyway, we got it. So let's get the hell out of here.
Protect civilians, soldier.
Well, most of the civilians are dead, so...
What are you doing trying to stop the purge? Why don't you tell me that?
I was a soldier.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
She's taking the pronouns and running with them, because you guys have used about 4 pronouns that I have no idea what they mean yet in the last 5 minutes.
Chocobo, we just can't catch a break, can we?
Nope.
Yeah, that's a good question. Oh well, I better follow her. I'm getting too old for this.
Ah, shit, here we go again. So our starting point is the Hanging Edge. Let's just hope the hanging edge doesn't become the falling edge, or we will be in big trouble. No, that's fine, actually. Anyway, we have a data log. I probably will never use it. It tells you about certain aspects of the gameplay, like background information about the game. I'm not sure if any of it is particularly necessary to understand the story. I may look at some of it, but maybe what I'll do is like I'll look at it myself off screen and I'll see if any of it is interesting, and then when we come back each time I'll like look at anything interesting.
Get through here?
Nope. How am I supposed to know if we can get through here? I'm going back. Oh, okay. I thought there would be a treasure chest back here because it was behind us and they left empty space, but no, there was not. So, let's continue. Okay. Thanks for clearing the path for me. These access points allow you not only to save, but also to shop, just like in Crisis Core. We'll get to Crisis Core eventually. Probably be one of the last ones we play, honestly. But the soldiers we've been murdering haven't emptied my entire credit card yet because we have 200 gil to our name, so we can actually buy stuff from the Unicorn Mart if we so choose. So there we go. Not very good at the pronoun game. Please be specific. It's fine. You can skip it and the game is enjoyable. All the lore is locked behind it, you think. Yeah, and honestly, like, excuse me, some of the lore is interesting, but a lot of it is like the stuff that they used on the cutting room floor to feed into the sequels to this game, and it just isn't really necessary at all. And it's like, guys, nobody read this. It was in the data logs. You locked it behind a menu. Nobody read it. They enjoyed the story anyway. Just let it be. Use that material for a different Final Fantasy, okay? But anyway, Phoenix Downs are too expensive at the moment. We have 16 potions to our name, so I guess we won't be buying anything just yet. Instead of that, I guess we'll just save. Actually, before we save, let me go do something real quick. That's the wrong button. It's triangle, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So we have our main menu, status, abilities, equipment, inventory, map, data log, settings, a whole bunch of stuff you'd expect. Here's the map at the moment. We don't really have a whole lot. We have to go forward. We can't go back because the train is in our way, so we won't go back. Here's the data log they were talking about. Events, primers, gameplay basics, primers for battle, primers for the main menu, enemy intel. All interesting things, I'm sure, but nothing that I particularly care about, so probably this data log will have that exclamation point next to it for most of the game. I apologize if that makes anyone uncomfortable, but that's just the way it's probably going to be. Anyway, so default battle command. Like I said in the tutorial battle, if you leave the default battle command on auto battle, it will always start there, and you can click auto battle and the game will select what it thinks are the most appropriate commands for each situation. And this was one of the loudest complaints about this video game when it first came out was, oh, the game has an auto battle system, so it can play itself. There's no player input required. You just face roll the whole game with auto battle. So let me show you how to fix that. There. It's fixed. Do it yourself, you fucking amoeboid. Like, genuinely don't understand how the internet got so fucking tilted and vocal about something that they could fix by pressing... How many buttons was that again? Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it would have been on auto battle. So 10, 11. You press 11 buttons, total, and it's not like a sequence that if you mess it up, you have to start all over again. You press 11 buttons total, and you can fix one of the most vocal criticisms of this game, period. Because now you have to do everything yourself. You could just scroll up to auto battle, but then you're not playing efficiently. So what the fuck is wrong with the internet from 2010? Like, why was everyone so stupid? Like, listen to me. Listen to me, internet from 2010. Don't you make me come back there. I will get pissed at you. You put that away, go in the options menu, and fix the fucking video game for yourself. Because you're only shooting yourself in the foot if you play auto battle in this game. Literally, because the game's actually not very good at selecting the best commands for itself. It often selects, like, physical attacks mixed in with magical attacks, which forces the characters to, like, stop what they're doing and back up. It's completely inefficient, and you really never should use auto battle. You should always use abilities, because you as the player, if you understand how the battle sequences work, you'll always enter better commands than auto battle will. So just don't use auto battle. It's way easier to control the flow of everything and look and feel efficient if you use abilities rather than auto battle. So the literal only thing you might want to get out of the data log is the 13 days lore, because I don't get how the hell the story starts without explaining that part. Yeah, I might have to look into that one, honestly, so we can look into it, but we'll see. Anyway, there's enemies to fight, so let's fight them. I don't know if we got a preemptive strike there. Nope, we didn't. Okay, that's fine. We have the Blitz command. It costs 2 ATB to use, but it's an AoE attack. So that lets us get rid of the lighter armored guy, with Saz focusing on one of them, and then we can focus on the other one. I believe you have to get 13,000 or higher on your score in order to get 5-star ratings. The rating system, if I remember correctly, determines your item drops. I think you get a slight bonus to item drops.
What do you suppose this is?
That's a teleport gate to the digital world.
The army leaving its toys out now?
Something like that, yeah. But, okay. Yeah, so you have to get that kind of score in order to get a 5-star rating, and if you get a 5-star rating, I think it slightly boosts your chance of getting items.
Great.
So,
The entire army came out to play.
I mean, what did you expect?
These guys don't seem very interested in our side of the story.
No, because they aren't paid to listen to our side of the story, to be fair. I don't think this is gonna hit. Yeah, both of them. That's fine. Yeah, nothing really to it for right now. A lot of the early game battles don't really have too much in terms of like strategy. You kind of just attack and you're fine. There's a few situations where you'll want to switch that up, but mostly for the first chapter or two, you'll just be doing the same thing over and over again. It gets a little repetitive, if I'm honest, but yeah, we'll figure that part out. It's fine. Whenever you're ready, Lightning. There you go. Oh, this isn't gonna... Oh, no, it might. Yeah, it did. Okay, good. By the way, if you ever want to just do one command, you can do that by pressing the triangle button at any point after you choose your commands, and that'll just cause you to fire off whatever is already charged on your ATB meter. So, like, when I did it there, I pressed the triangle button when I had one of my attack commands entered, and that just fired it off because I didn't want to wait for the second one. I thought I could kill him in just one attack sequence, and I could not, but that's okay. You can do that to just do that quickly, and I mean, who does, right? These are treasure chests. That one has a potion in it. But yeah, so if you ever want to just do that early, that's how you do that. Wait, that gets you into the digital world? I thought they did that with PCs in the second where everyone aged up a couple of years. Yeah, it was done with PCs, but this is a sci-fi world, so maybe they updated the tech.
It's hell with the brimstone.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Have
well,
you been to
that's
Pulse?
not too bad, 'cause this place ain't exactly paradise.
Fair point.
Domesticated peacekeepers. Nothing to worry about.
Tell that to their mechanical teeth.
For a soldier girl, but I'm trying to say, hey!
Thank you for putting me directly in front of them.
Gotta fight again, huh?
Yes, sir. I was going to say, let's see if we can sneak up on them and get a preemptive strike. If you hit an enemy's back, you can get a preemptive strike, where you basically do a bit of damage at the beginning of the fight. It does one other thing as well, but we don't really have access to that for right now because all we have is the attack command. So we'll talk about it when we have access to something other than the attack command as well. Oh, okay, it actually happened right there. So the orange bar that's filling up underneath the enemy's HP but above the enemy's percentage totals there is their stagger meter. When you get them to the top of their stagger meter, it will cause them to stagger. And what that does is it causes them to always stagger when you hit them. It does other things as well, but it's a very important part of the battle system, so get used to seeing it because you'll see it a lot. It's probably one of the fundamentals of the game is getting enemies to stagger. And there are easier ways to do it than just attacking them over and over again, but we don't have access to them just yet. So since we've just got attack, we'll just, well, use attack. Excuse me, Saz. Well, then don't stand in front of the stairs that I need to get through in order to move. Probably not really going to need to do anything with the shops. So since I didn't save previously, let's save now. And just like that, this game is already has a file size that is only 1/4 of the size of... Oh, did I get away from him? I did? Okay. I didn't expect me to get away from them like that. But we can get an iron bangle over here, our first piece of equipment. Yeah, like I said, this game's already got some points over Kingdoms of Amalur because the save file size is already 1/4 the size of the Kingdoms of Amalur ones. Anyway, I guess we can check our status menu real quick. Nothing really much to it for right now. It's kind of similar to... okay, I guess it's not very similar to Final Fantasy VII now that I'm thinking about it, because in 7 you had one weapon, one armor, and one accessory, whereas in this game you just have one weapon and a bunch of accessory slots, which you'll have access to later. Here's our abilities. Saz just has attack for now. I don't remember if he even gets blitz. It's kind of hard to blitz when you have guns like that, although he might be able to like arc fire or something like Luger could, and Zillia too. Who do I want to have this Iron Bangle? Probably Lightning, because she's up front most fights right now, so... Excuse me. I think you get more Iron Bangles later, though, so we'll probably want to have them for everybody else eventually. But as you can see, Lightning has Gunblades as her weapon, because she's kind of like a combo meal of, like, a female version of Cloud and Squall in terms of her inspiration, from what I understand, with a little bit of Terra in there as well. We haven't played 6, 7, or 8 for the stream yet, but that's what I get out of her, well, her being there. I don't know. That's what I get out of her inspiration, I guess. I don't know if we'll ever see if that's true or not, but there you go. And we'll just leave the data log as it is. Alright, now let's go back and fight those guys now that we have better equipment. I couldn't get the preemptive, I don't think, unless I did just now. No. That's okay. Let's hit this guy, because he should be dead after 2. Yep. Good. Now, for you. We don't know how many attacks we have to do to this guy in order to stagger him at the moment. I don't think you learn that until later. Like, the first time you stagger them, that's when you learn how much percentage you need to build in order to stagger them. But, like I said, with just the attack command, we're not going to really be able to do that, so... I got a Phoenix down out of that. That's worth a decent chunk of money. I mean, I guess you could jump over this, or you could just go up this way. Or maybe not. Ah, there we go. Okay. Nothing else over here, though, so let's just keep moving. The camera control is currently automatic. Like this is Resident Evil or something, so... well, first thing we do is we grab this treasure, so... I don't think there's a treasure rating for the game, though. So I'll try to grab as many treasures as I can, but if I miss one of them, well, I'm not really too worried about it, I guess. Ooh, I missed that guy. He must have heard me coming up. Okay, there's 3 guys now, so it should be easier to blitz them all. Yeah. Ooh, it's a good thing that did that before my... blitz went off, or I would have staggered out of it. And that would not have been good. Let's see. Love how many normal attacks it takes to get the stagger. All of 3% bar, yeah, really. It's not, it's kind of a bit, but, well, the regular attack command isn't really there to build stagger, but we'll talk about that later. Only complaint is that you can't hear the battle theme for long at the beginning, but it's okay. There isn't a rating, it just makes getting some things take longer. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Because it's like, well, you don't have all the money, or you don't have all the other stuff, so... But yeah, the battles in the beginning of the game don't last very long, so you don't really get a whole lot of that, but we'll do what we can.
Preemptive strike.
I wish the dog saw us.
So much for the element of surprise.
I mean, we could have hidden, and it probably would have worked a lot better. Item usage tutorial. Do I need to use an item here? I mean, I guess I'll look at it. So if your HP runs low, you can select items and you can use it. I guess it's... I wonder if it gave me a potion as a part of this. But yeah, I guess you can just use a potion if you need to. Anyway, we don't need to, so I'm just gonna keep attacking. Maybe I should go after the Warden, actually. I don't know if he has more HP or not. Nope. Good. Now, Saz will retarget whoever he's fighting to whomever you're fighting, so just keep that in mind when you attack them. By the way, you'll also notice that the Panteran there took 73 damage from that hit after I staggered him. That's because the percentage that you see underneath the stagger meter is the damage multiplier, basically. So all of your attacks will deal that much more damage than they were dealing previously. So it's another incentive to keep building the stagger meter so that you can maximize the amount of damage you're doing to the enemy. So, by the way, the chipped fang and the wicked fang that we got there, those are materials that are dropped from enemies to used for something later that we don't have access to. So don't worry about them. I wouldn't sell them though. Though it looks to me like they just sold a whole bunch of people up the river that were on that bridge.
Hey! Wait! No, don't leave me!
Let go!
You're gonna mess with the anti-gravity mechanics here, man. Maybe we should have held hands before we did this. Like, is it like instant transmission?
Hey, that might get us across. Right there.
Well, good thinking, because it's probably our only way forward now. It's a good thing they have a bridge on a
Looks that way.
jet engine or two. Yeah, Lightning's anti-gravity unit was probably supposed to be used for gameplay purposes in certain situations, but I think they realized pretty quickly that it was too much for the PS3 to handle. So they scrapped the idea, if I remember correctly, at a fairly decent point in development. Oh, hello.
Hey, this way. Come on.
I'd love to, but the Panterans are in my way. So let's blast through them and then move on. Just blitz up this one. That'll get rid of the warden while we're at it. Okay, now I guess we'll hit this guy in the back since Saz is taking the hits for me for now. He's not low on HP yet, though. Although we're going to get there in a moment. I might have to heal for this one, but we'll see. Again, if you don't heal, I believe you get a small bonus at the end of the fight, so... Not that we really need that all that badly. It's not as hard in this game to get a 5-star rating as it is in the second game. Second game, in the beginning of the game, if you don't get a preemptive strike, you basically don't get a 5-star rating. So... But we're probably not going to play the second one, so... I was going to say, Saz, whenever you're ready. You got the guns, man. Might as well use them. Yeah, late game stagger bar strats were something else. Love that she actually has to snap to use that. Yeah, it's like embedded in her finger, so she has to actually, like, do that in order to get it to move for her. Again, I think the anti-grav would have been a cool, like, mechanic, but... it just wasn't something that they felt like the system could handle. So they had to scrap it, unfortunately. I'm probably going to save at each save point. I don't think it's particularly necessary, but I'll do it anyway just because. I'd rather not sit through 10 minutes of cutscenes every time I miss a save point, you know, so. Alright, come on, Saz. Let's get moving. Remember your old passcode? I guess so. Surprised it's still working considering you're anti-soldier, ex-soldier even. Didn't have to name you this time though. No, that's a big guy. That's a heavy. If I'm looking at him right. Yeah, that's a heavy.
Geez, are we? Weapons down. I hate for this to turn ugly.
Then why are you getting yours out?
He wants to kill us without a fight.
Uh-huh.
Time's up.
Oh, okay. I don't think he played that well if he wanted to play it non-violently. Attack chain tutorial. Okay. Hey, Sephico. How you doing? Welcome back. The planet's dying, Cloud. Oh, wait, you're not Cloud. Yeah, I don't know where Cloud went. We got this girl instead. But welcome back. Playing Final Fantasy XIII starting today. Yeah, this is a fucking judge from 12. They definitely just pulled the design directly from 12 for that one. Alright, I guess we'll look at the tutorial for this one since the game is giving them to me, so it gives me a little bit of a breather. Alright, so we attack the Psycom Marauder. Like this. So that bar, I think I've already talked about this, but that's your chain gauge. The gauge fills up in orange as you build the stagger meter. I call it the stagger meter. It's called the chain gauge, but I call it the stagger meter just because it's more on the nose, I guess. But yeah, so as you strike, it will build the gauge. See how it's caused that orange bit to build up? And then there's that red bit at the end. So the red bit acts as a sort of like a reticle, and it's like, if you hit this guy again, this is where it will start from. So, but yeah, as you hit an enemy, the chain gauge will fill. The more you fill it, the more bonus you get. You'll do a little bit more damage to them as you do it, but build that all the way up, and then you'll stagger the enemy. I don't think I want to actually fight that guy first, though. I think I want to fight his friends first to get them out of my way. Ow. Yeah, Saz, whenever you're ready to... Okay, that should work. I staggered out of my one, but that's okay. Yeah, so we'll get rid of his friends here first, and then we'll start fighting this guy again, who seems to be freaking out just a little bit, but that's fine. You get back here. Charging Mana Drive. Alright, so you see how he's got that 104% at the top? So, if you hit him and get him above that, you'll stagger him, and that'll cause the percentage to go up by 100%. So now all of our attacks will deal 204% of their normal damage to him, and every time you hit him, he'll stagger out of whatever he's doing. So there you go. And once it's full, you'll get one more blow, it'll stagger your foe. Staggered enemy takes greater damage when attacked, and yeah, so basically this is the bread and butter of the combat system. You build the meter, you stagger the enemy, you mash the buttons to cause them to take the most damage, and then you keep going. Stagger bar, what the fuck is a chain gauge? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think chain gauge was very on the nose. I feel like stagger bar just makes more sense personally, because it's just like, you're putting the name directly on exactly what it does, you know? Boy, it's a good thing he started targeting Saz rather than me. Otherwise, I might have to actually heal here. Keep shooting him in the back, Saz. No, we were a little close there, but that's okay. We made it. Oh, he had a credit chip on him. Nice. I forget if you just sell those for money or if you can actually use those for material use, like the chipped fangs and stuff.
What's your angle?
Guess we'll find out. You haven't exactly been forthcoming so far, Lightning.
What? Was it classified military info? Huh? What's the matter? You quit, didn't you?
Aren't you military as well? Like you're a pilot, but...
Everybody your secrets?
My angle. I'm after the Fal'Cie.
Okay. But aren't the soldiers also after the Fal'Cie? I'm confused. Like, I know the story of this game, and sometimes the sequence still confuses me. I know actually why she's going after the Pulse Fal'Cie, though. It's just, it doesn't really look like...
Have a choice.
It's not good optics. That is the weirdest lever. Yes, it is. Absolutely. The fallacy? Something like that. Maybe we'll see just what kind of a fallacy it is in a few moments once we get there.
On behalf of the good citizens, I would like to thank our brave false pioneers and express our best wishes for a successful relocation.
Little tone deaf on this announcement, aren't you?
The sacrifice ensures the continued safety and peace of our society.
Okay, you guys weren't even trying to be subtle about this.
Migration? More like extermination.
All right, man. Don't need to react. It's a radio.
So sorry. I didn't mean to.
These people need heroes.
Sorry, Troy Baker. You can't quite be the leading man.
Here,
They won't allow you.
you keep your cool, and they will too.
It's kind of hard to follow in the footsteps of the leading man, though, to be fair. I'm going to make probably a pretty decent number of Final Fantasy XII references.
The army's no match for Nora.
That's a terrible motto. In this game, even though we haven't played 12 yet for the stream, just because it's linearly right after 12 in terms of, like, main games. So, apologies if you haven't played 12 yet. It'll make more sense once we do play it. Anyway, on the Resistance front, that's where we're going now. We're still on the Hanging Edge, but just in a different part. Credit chip, you mugged him? I mean, I guess so. Can you still mug somebody when they're dead? Or is that just robbing a corpse? choosing. I'm pretty sure that's a forced exodus. Yeah, that's just... It's a propaganda radio, so, you know. Anyway, we do get to control Troy Baker, also known as Snow, for a little while here, so he's your resident monk of the game. He beats people up. His equipment is not gloves, though, unlike most traditional monks. His equipment is... his coat? His coat is his weapon. It has, like, a weave on the inside of it that uses AMP technology to boost the wearer's attributes. Okay. I mean, I guess that's one way to know what weapon you equipped, but I don't know. Anyway, Snow's not like most monks anyway in the series. He's got a little bit of a unique edge to him that we'll talk about later once we actually get beyond the point where we're just punching people in the face with him. So, but until that point, since all we can do is punch people in the face, we'll just keep punching people in the face. Thought those were like knuckles. That's his coat. Yeah, no, so when you get into a battle, if you see the emblem on the back of his coat, that's the weapon that he has equipped. So, yeah, that's what that is. It's not the gloves. The gloves never change. There's no knuckles equipped in battle. Like everybody else, their weapons change when you equip new ones. With Snow, it's the emblem on the back of his coat that changes, so.
This is crazy.
We're using pylons for cover!
Really? Can I?
Yes, and then everyone else will die.
You can save them all.
No, that's even worse.
Why does a 10-year-old have an assault rifle anyway?
No dirt naps today. We're all in this together. Our enemy's the Cocoon Sanctum. Their dreaded Psycom, no less.
Okay, well that's
What's to dread?
somewhat easy to follow.
A whole bunch of bluster and bullying. They've got nothing on Nora.
Didn't we, like, talk about this before we started rebelling?
Let's prove it.
By standing up from our cover and getting shot in the head. It's a great idea. Alright, anyway.
Gonna pay for this.
And I'll make them pay with my fists. So Snow gets Godot and LeBro. I don't even... It's hard for me to remember her name, sorry. He also gets hand grenades, so that's cool. Wish I could use those for more than just this part of the game. Hand grenades are cool. I wish I could use them in more games. Yeah, he punches people. The camera freaks out on LeBro's butt. What's there not to love, I guess. But yeah, that emblem on the back of his coat changes with every weapon that you equip, so.
Gotta clear a path out of here.
Now, my only concern, Snow, is that if we use the holy hand grenade of Antonok, won't that cause, like, structural damage that could cause this whole place to fall? Like, at some point, isn't the platform just going to collapse out from under us, and then we're all screwed because we all just go into plummeting into the abyss? That being said, the hand grenade is pretty useful for AoE damage, especially when they clump up like that, so I would use it no matter what. Why aren't they full of holes after standing like that? Good question. Because I guess this is an RPG rather than XCOM, where they would be full of holes.
Yo, boss.
Laser holes.
Charge in, guns blazing.
You don't even have a gun!
That's not a plan.
And that's a good point.
Real heroes don't need plans.
No! No, no! Stop that right now! That is not how you cause a rebellion to be successful. You don't just walk in with no plan. I say as I walk in with no LP notes, unlike usual. But, you know, I'm just going to use the hand grenade again. Here you go! Alright, next. Oh good, they staggered this guy for me. Thank you. Beat him up. It's funny, I've been with this crew for approximately 5 minutes and they're already proving themselves more useful than Donald and Goofy in Kingdom Hearts 2. Oh man, I'm just ripping into every single RPG that I played on the PS2 and PS3, aren't I?
Hit him hard, and hit him again.
Yeah, alright. Alright, hand grenade a go-go. Sometimes it's better, by the way, to change who you're targeting so that you throw it among the largest group of enemies. Like, that's not really going to hit everything, but I guess it hit most of them. Alright, that works. There's a Terraria mod that includes the holy hand grenade as a craftable. That's awesome. You people are gonna die. Snow, are you okay? I'm not so sure about it. He seems to have a bit of a streak to him. He's charging directly. Now, I understand. He's like 6'4", 200 pounds of muscle, so he might think, okay, I can just charge in and be perfectly fine. I have 350 HP. That's more than, like, everybody else at this point in the game. But I get the feeling eventually that's not going to work out for you, Snow. Just saying. Alright, I think we've hand grenaded them enough. Isn't he in his 20s? Yes, he is. I believe he is 21. I don't know where all that muscle came from either. But it's funny, though, because I think the last time I played this game, I was Snow's age, so it's kind of interesting looking back on him and being like, are you kidding me, man? Look at all these people that you have the responsibility towards, and you just charge in with no plan.
You all okay?
Seriously? We're here to get you folks out of here.
Hey, careful with those.
Maybe don't shoot the civilians with the guns by accident, Yuge.
Don't worry. No one's moving to Pulse today. We'll clear you a path out of here, so be ready to...
Let me fight with you.
You can't expect us to just sit here.
I mean, if you keep your heads down, I guess you can fight with us.
Yep. Please, let us help.
And it would make you more useful than most of the NPCs in Final Fantasy 15, to be fair.
Okay then. Volunteers front and center.
But keep your heads down, goddammit.
Here, take this one. Here you go.
Maybe take off the ropes, too. Like, I feel like you're not going to be able to fight very well in those things.
Here's yours. Take care now.
You're not a black mage, after all.
Mom? Don't worry.
I know what I'm doing. I have no body armor.
So I just
Hold it steady.
Yeah, feels good.
Yeah, nice.
Can you show me again?
You got it.
That's how it works.
Don't go shooting anybody now. If you don't know what you're doing, put the gun down.
You sure?
See, at least he has the foresight to say that to her.
Moms are tough.
And then she has the stupidity to say that in response, but, you know, at least he's asking.
It's the last one, boss.
All right, last one. Somebody take it.
And keep an eye on everybody else with it.
Yeah.
Are you sure? I don't know if handing that to a 16-year-old girl is a good
Push
idea,
comes to shove. Keep him safe.
but
First
I guess she
impression of snow,
knows
all told.
what she's doing with it. She knows which direction to point it in. It's kind of surprising, but for reasons I can't talk about yet.
Clear out the area.
Don't worry, she's a mom. She's tough. Nothing bad will ever happen to her. Wow, tough crowd.
Come on, everybody up!
You guys got to stand in the back, though. We're going to go in the front. You guys stay in the back.
New recruits, on me.
And young lady with the gun, maybe both of you, stay to the back. This lady is giving off more death flags than I've ever seen in my life. Genuinely. Like, come on now, lady. You're making a mistake. You have a son. He acts like he's in his mid to late teens. Yeah, he's a little not grown up. Hold on. This is that fucking XIII video where he cleared the map with infinite green NPCs. Snow has the charisma of a soggy napkin. He is definitely not party leader material. Just saying. He wants to be, like, desperately, but he's really not rocking it, if I'm honest. Okay, I guess we got some new stuff. Oh yeah, components, that's what they're called. And it looks like this can be used for component usage, although it says it can be sold for a premium, so I would assume, excuse me, that just means sell it rather than use it for anything else. Anyway, we got an iron bangle, so we might as well give it to Snow so he has even more HP than before. Alright, off we go to the front.
Stay sharp. Don't want to make their job any easier.
I will make their job harder by throwing a hand grenade into the crowd of people that are right over here. Here you go. Bah. Do it again. Sorry, I just really like playing with hand grenades in video games like this. I think that says something about me as a person, though. I think I just like watching things explode. Never was one to be scared of fireworks when I was a kid. Most of the 20-somethings you see still act pretty childish. Yeah, same. Woman who was 20 and acted like she was 12. Yeah, and honestly, that's fair. Like, you want to be mature, but you don't really have a way of knowing how to be mature at the time. Oh, there was a save point here. Yeah, that's okay. It's fine. I don't need it. Let's just keep going. You want to be mature at that age, but you don't know how to be because you don't really have a good reference point unless you had, like, really good parents. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. You try, and you try to approximate towards it, but you don't necessarily know what you're doing. So. Alright, that's 2 grenades. And look, we even got... Oh, thank you for staggering that guy. I wasn't quite ready yet. I guess I could have pressed triangle anyway, but, you know. There we go. Beat him up. I mean, that means you're like heavy. Are you sure about that? What American doesn't love a good explosion? You know, that's fair, honestly. Or 12 and people said you acted like you were out of high school. Yeah, and for some people it's different, right? Like, for some people you have to, like, grow up quickly. Yeah, we already are, Snow, with all the hand grenades. Like, some people have to grow up faster, you know what I mean? Like, some people don't have a situation where they can afford to be a child for a while. But how did that ship see those little bullets? Did it just look for the muzzle or something? Oh, good, a behemoth. This is gonna be fun.
Heroes don't run from fights.
Snow, this is a bad idea. Like, I don't think you understand what you're getting into here. Hopefully this is the prototype version. Is that a behemoth in the intro? Yes, it is. Again, hopefully it's the prototype version, because otherwise... Beta. Okay, it's in beta. We'll be okay. It's fine. Don't you heave me while I'm in the middle of attacking you. I'm not gonna wait. I'm just gonna go. Okay, good. I was not punished for it. I guess LeBro's got some potions. Cool. Thanks, LeBro. Now I don't have to use my own. But yeah, it's the beta version of the behemoth, so it attacks a lot slower than the other ones. When we run into behemoths later in the game, they will be a lot harder than this one. Ow. Good thing I attacked when I did. Would have been a little bit of a problem if I didn't. As you can see, though, this one takes up to 200% in order to stagger, so it's unlikely that we're actually going to get to that point before he just gets blown the fuck up. I better go before he does that to me. Yeah, like that. I don't think 1 is enough. Okay, it was. Alright, then. Got him! More potions in case you need them. LeBro's a bro. Yeah, she's got the bro pockets. She's got the bro potions for me. I'll take it. You know, that little gambit usually doesn't work for me in XCOM. Maybe it's because automatic weapons in XCOM weren't the best. I remember sniper rifles being better, but I've only played XCOM once, so... Boy, it's a good thing Godot's a semi-main character. He would have just gotten shot to death right there. Tell me when you hit chapter 9 and you fight the real ones. PTSD. Snow, that was not very... What were you even going to do after the somersault anyway? You would have knocked your shoulder out of its socket by firing an RPG at that thing. Nice shot. Like, literally, how did she not knock her shoulder out of its socket?
Bombs are tough.
You're putting the death flag up again there, ma'am. But nice work. Never mind. Boy, Godot and LeBro will be lucky to get out of that one alive. I genuinely don't know how they survive. Like, it's not really a spoiler to say they survive because they have names, so of course they do, but... Like, I genuinely don't know sometimes how the hell they live through some of this shit. Anybody got a potion? Or 24? I think we've got a bunch burning a hole in our pocket at this point, Snow. You could probably heal her. Oh wait, she got damaged in a cutscene. Never mind. Those people are all dead. They can't be potioned or phoenixed down. And we're about to have the worst day ever. Man, if her shoulder isn't broken at this point, I don't know what the hell will break it.
Get him home. Please.
Ma'am, I have a good grip on you. If you'd use both of your arms, maybe you could live through this. Just saying. Well, she put up enough death flags, so I suppose that's to be expected. Oh, okay, and now I'm putting up a death flag. Goodbye, Snow! Starting to look like the intro to Final Fantasy X. Moms are dead. Yeah, she didn't last very long. Well, that sucks. This is what I mean, though. She had a son. Like, why would she put herself in harm's way? Okay. Well, at least this lady's here to snap some sense back into this kid. But, like, why would she put herself in harm's way when she has a kid like that? Like, why not stay in the back lines and protect your kid? Then we could have had another party member. If only she could use one of her death flags as a parachute. Yeah, that would be kind of nice. Unfortunately, I don't think it works that way for her, because she's not a main. I think that's the end of Chapter 1, though, right? Like, you'll know because the save point will have, or the save file, will have, like, the logo, the character, and then it'll have the number next to it if you're at the end of the chapter. So, as you can see there, that's not the end of the chapter. But, excuse me. In either case, let's see who we're with this time. Back to Lightning and Saz. Got it. This game does a lot of bouncing between characters for its first 7 or so chapters. So if you're not a big fan of the back and forth storytelling method, which I'm not exactly.
What's the idea?
Sorry?
What?
I guess.
Sanctum logic. They conjured up the purge to eliminate a threat.
The pulse fal'Cie was the threat then, I would assume.
I mean, why carry the danger all the way to Pulse? Why not just stamp it out here?
Why'd they bring the pulse fal'Cie here anyway if it was such a
masquerading as exile.
problem?
That's all the purge ever was.
Okay. You've thought this through, I guess.
Location to Pulse. How does the government get away with pulling crap like that?
The same way every government gets away with it, Saz, with propaganda.
You knew this was gonna happen?
The purge was SciComm. Private Sanctum troops, not the Guardian Corps.
I was gonna say, I'm a soldier, Saz. My job is to follow orders, not question them.
Soldiers are soldiers, aren't they?
Yes, but again, they're not paid to question their orders.
And their lessee are enemies of the state. Tell a soldier to kill an enemy, and you really think it's gonna matter what uniform he's wearing?
He's got a fair point, though.
To that one. Couldn't shoot. Got himself shot instead.
Wah, wah. I mean, he did shoot, to be fair. We did just kill him, unless this is the opposite side of the bridge.
Huh? Orders say shoot, you pull the trigger? Fine. Forget I asked.
Don't worry about asking. We're almost there anyway.
What?
If we can get through whatever this thing's supposed to be first. Man, they took the Digimon away, and now they're bringing out the Gundams. Good lord. I don't remember what Myrmidon here does, but I guess I'm glad he hit Saz instead of me. Sucks for Saz, but he's turning into the tank of this party at the moment. Sorry, Saz. Maybe I should consider making you the tank full-time later. Ow. Okay, hold on, I'll heal you. That's not heal, that's heal. There we go. By the way, you get your... if after using an item, it keeps whatever you had in your stock of abilities, the exact same as it was before you used an item, so... Just keep that in mind. You don't have to, like, reset the sequence or anything when you do that, so... Makes it a little easier. Alright, he'll be fine now. You know, if I hit the guy, I think I missed one of those hits. Oh well. The Walking Dead did this, and people were sick of it very quickly. Someone explain why the government is using all of this crap on a civilian rebellion. I guess because they have the money and the soldiers to burn. I mean, you think about it this way. The more of their soldiers that die, the more they can use that as propaganda for other Pulse lessee. later on. Any other enemies of the state, they can basically just say, hey, so the people that were like this person killed all of these soldiers. And, well, we don't necessarily know this yet, but resources in Cocoon are a little scarce, for reasons we'll talk about later. And what does justice entail for the Sanctum? So we can send you to the hostile Otherworld.
Sarah.
And Braska's final Aeon isn't even waiting for you there. Who's Sarah?
Just what you were looking for.
Yeah. Right in there.
The post-file C.
Did they put it in a shell? Or is the whole thing the pulse fallacy? No, not that fight. Oh man, I remember that fight. It walled you so hard as a kid. I actually played Final Fantasy X for the first time, I think, was it last year or the year before? Anyway, here's the lady that Snow gave a gun. But yeah, I played it for the first time either last year or the year before, and actually, completely by accident, built armor for all of my characters that made them almost immune to every element used in the final dungeon.
It's too much.
It was just, here's the status that I like the least, so let's protect against it. Here's the element that most enemies in the game have used. Let's protect against that. Oops, I'm immortal.
Wait.
Welp. So, needless to say, we'll be using that little strategy when we play Final Fantasy X for the stream, although that's going to be a way off.
Smiled, didn't you?
So,
But really,
this little
I
girl
was afraid. I was always afraid.
does a lot of monologuing in this game. And it almost makes me feel like she's supposed to be the main character. And a part of me wishes she was, because I feel like she would have a lot more interesting things to say, but this is the second game in a row where they chose the quote-unquote main character of their Final Fantasy game based on marketability. Lightning was chosen as the main character because she's the most marketable member of the entire party. Bye, Sass. I hope you know how to fly that thing down. I was gonna say, didn't that not work just a minute ago? Maybe it recharged. Yeah, unfortunately we don't have the... no, Saz, you don't have the anti-gravity. It's like a really long drop, man, and we don't... Okay. Let's hope he hits the gravity well. Nice. At least he hit the target. That's not easy to do when you're falling backwards. She is very bubbly. Yes, she is. She has that personality to her. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like they snap out of it. It was just an explosion, man. Come on. I throw explosions around all the time. Yeah, I feel like she could have been the main character, but she just... They don't give her the screen time to be the main character. We'll talk more about the characters of this game later. For now, we're kind of all running around like crazy, so...
They couldn't have died.
Excuse me?
Of course not.
LeBro can't die. She has all my potions. Oh, look, a treasure chest.
Hey, get a grip, man. What's wrong with you?
I just watched someone die. She slipped literally through my fingers because she fell unconscious.
Get who home?
Snow? Who was she standing right next to? Because that would explain it.
Catch.
I guess I'm glad that all the soldiers seem to have all these guns all over the
What are you doing?
place.
So what are you afraid of, huh? You're supposed to be the hero.
Yeah, but I've been shaken and stirred today, Godot. So...
She's waiting there, ain't she? Your lovely bride-to-be?
He's 21 and he's already getting
About
married?
time you picked her up?
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Let's hope that she's at the appropriate age for the marriage, so otherwise we're going to end up like a Tales of Zillia 1 situation here. And that'd be terrible, wouldn't it? Huh.
There's our ride. Now you're talking.
I guess Snow got his fire back. Fair enough. So that's where we're going. Should have been, but that's a separate gripe. To be fair, he wasn't looking her way at the time. He was giving out guns. Yeah, I guess that's a good point, you know. I mean, to be fair, I've seen people marry straight out of high school. Yeah, and you know, honestly, same. Like, there was one person that was just sweet on this, one of the guys that was in my little group of people, who was just sweet on this one girl for like 4 or 5 years, and they just got married like as soon as they went to college. They went to the same college and everything, so. Anyway, we got a power circle out of that. I don't know, I just feel like it's too early to be getting married, but whatever. Maybe it's just not for me. I don't know. We got a power circle out of this, so that'll give Snow a little bit of extra strength. It lowers his magic, but for now, we don't need the magic stat. We're punching people, so it doesn't matter too much. I'm probably going to have to heal with potions, though, now that LeBro's out of my party. So, I have to keep that in mind. Godot, put the brakes on, man. We've got to hit the save point first. Oh, boy. Okay. Sorry, just need to stretch a little bit. There we go. Now we can run in. Unfortunately, his screaming caused the Panterans to see us, so that's just great. Have a hand grenade! Probably should have hit the other guy in the back. Oh, good. We staggered somebody in the process as well. Here you go! I'm gonna use a third one. Never mind. Now I'm gonna use a third one. There you go. Missile burst this. I guess we got rid of the Panteran, so that's good. I don't know, though. I feel like we'll probably get rid of these guys before they deal enough damage for us to need to heal, so... Okay, good. By the way, you might be tempted at a certain point here to sell off your old weapons, because that's what you do in most other RPGs when you're done with the weapon. I wouldn't sell them off just yet, especially in my situation where I don't know if I'm going to use them later or not. Weapons and armor in this game can be upgraded into other weapons and armor, so using the components that you get from fights. So just keep that in mind, and I wouldn't sell anything until you figure that out, although it's probably a better idea to look that up beforehand. I guess that's how they sold guides in this game, was so that they said, hey, so weapons will upgrade into other weapons, but we won't tell you what until you get them all upgraded.
There they are.
So. Still feel nervous about marriage, but you actually want that now? Fuck this entire get married in your 20s shit.
All right, on my go. Right.
A lot of people really push for that, but I don't know. I think I'm running out of time personally. Like I'm gonna be 33 next year. Once I get past a certain point, like I don't want to have kids out of wedlock. I feel like I won't have the safety system for kids if that's the case. But if I wait too long, I run the risk biologically of making it a lot harder for me to have children, like without them having a lot of problems. And I wouldn't want them to have problems because society's hard enough on people without them having to deal with like neurological or physiological disorders. So that's just me. And that's really a talk for my therapist rather than for the internet anyway, so I've talked to my therapist about it though already. Alright, anyway. Let's get in the hover cycles.
That's a sad sound.
What, she not humming with gas?
Where's the soul?
Aren't these like standard issue? Doesn't everybody use something like this, or are these military issues so they're even higher grade than the other ones?
Okay. Hey, Godot.
Maybe he's just saying it because he likes to mod his hover cycle.
Who you've got to save. You just protect them all, right?
Why are you asking him? He's the bit player out of the two of you.
Something on your mind? You got plenty of time for thinking on the way, hero.
Yeah.
Ready!
What, are you guys gonna race now? Seriously? Like, isn't that a little dangerous? Like, aren't they going to say, oh, those guys are going above the military speed limit? They're probably rebels. Maybe I'm just thinking too hard. If you want kids, go for it. Don't, because you'd be a terrible okay, now, come on. let's pump the brakes on that one. Oh, look, LeBro's alive.
It's us. It's us.
Awesome. My potions are safe.
Shoot.
They have that edgy group of high schoolers vibe. Yeah. And I feel like they're framing them that way on purpose.
Since when do you care about kids?
Well, we're talking about kids right now, so.
Okay.
Hey, Snow! You made it!
I didn't get blown up. Neither did any of you, so that's good.
Really managed to use that thing?
I think I'm done. You're done when we are.
Oh my god.
That's the one.
Didn't you have something to tell him?
Yeah,
So, tell him.
but
Because the longer you let it fester, the worse it'll get. It'll turn you into an awful person.
you have no idea what it was like.
Everyone safe?
The army's no match for Nora.
You guys need to stop saying that, seriously. You're embarrassing yourselves.
All accounted for.
Okay, good.
Just keep it that way, alright?
This is the best time to do it. He's already, solipsizing. I don't think that's a word. He's hitting his soliloquy. Oh, okay. You missed the window, kid. Sorry.
I'll swing by the vestige. Keep the kids out of trouble.
You got it. Say hi to the missus for me.
You'd think he would have stopped to look at the people after
Care of the kids.
Hope's mom
Dinner's on me.
said, "Get him home."
When's the wedding, lover boy?
But I guess he's too
None
busy
of you are invited.
being this guy.
Hey, you serious?
Wah wah.
Catch you later.
It's like his head had thoughts in it, and then they just left. They just passed out of his ears, and he no longer thought about the things that Hope's mom just said to him to explicitly do. Like, it was her dying wish, right? Like, come on. Anyway, we gotta play as Hope now, so instead of running after Vanille, since her name has been in the thing there already, I'm gonna run back this way and see if there's any treasure to be had. Doesn't look like it. Nope. Okay.
Everybody keep calm.
We'll swing back around. The camera in this one gets a little wonky, by the way. It has this swiveling effect to it where it moves slower and then faster the longer you hold it, so I apologize if it disorients anybody at any point. So, excuse me. I have words that I can't say. Oh, there's a lot to this game's story that we'll talk about later, but just there's a lot. There's a lot of things to say. Excuse me. Are we getting on this other cycle? Is that the plan here? Do either of you even have a license? I mean, Hope's too young, and Vanille has a reason to not have a license, to be fair. Hope, that is too close bad touch. Did she give you consent?
You know how to fly this?
Yeah, I think so.
Literally how? Did you play enough video games to learn?
That way.
Enjoy it while it lasts, Hope. This isn't gonna last forever. Okay, now she's too close bad touching you, so I guess we can call it even.
If we go in there, that thing could make us Lassie. I don't think I can.
You can do it.
I'm not going to get out of the car until you do it.
Here we go.
I guess that was the incentive he needed, is her grabbing his hands. I mean, I guess that, well, okay, makes some sense, considering the fact that most teenage boys in JRPGs are horny.
Back here! You hear me? Hey!
I mean, you could just shoot the salvo out, but then we'd be dead, so no dinner for you tonight, kiddo.
The pulse fell sea. It held our future. And our fate.
Obviously, she's narrating this post-video game, because otherwise, how would she know? I actually don't know when she narrates this stuff, to be honest, but I can't tell you why just yet. Yeah, so see how the logo is in the white, and then there's a 1 in there, but it's hard to see. That's your indication that it's a chapter end save point, so... And sometimes it's worth it saving in a separate slot as well, if that's the case, because then you might want to say, okay, well, maybe I should go back and get something because I missed something, you know. Oh, ow! Or you miss the landing and die. Man. Well, I guess he's lucky he landed on that side rather than the other one. Of course, his face was in the wrong direction there to land in the appropriate direction. Well, I guess we're stuck here. This is why you don't fly without a license.
Guess it's just us.
What did you expect?
I mean, who else was going to be here with us? Who else is stupid enough to fly towards this thing?
No, not to go near the foul sea. You become a pulse, Lassie, and you're finished.
Is that what the government tells you, kid?
Finished.
Haven't you heard, Miss...
Vanille.
Huh?
My name. And yours?
Hope.
Yeah, all right. Sure.
Thank you. What were we thinking?
Well, since we're here, let's look around.
You know better than this, Hope. Your mom taught you better than this, but unfortunately, she's not going to give you much of a choice. Anyway, we're inside the Pulse Falces vestige now, so that's fun. This is gonna end very well for all of us involved.
Check this out.
Hey! Vanille, where are you?
What do you think you're gonna find up there? It's not like someone's just gonna leave a weapon lying around.
Well?
How on earth did someone leave that sitting there? Well, we can think about that later, because for now the Panterans are back. Hope, do you have a weapon, or... Yes, he does, in his absolute storage space.
You're gonna regret it.
I don't know if they will, so you'll notice that Vanille starts with 3 ATB gauges. Keep that in mind, it's important for something later. But it also makes it easier for her to stagger our foes, so... It's also a fishing rod, from my understanding. I don't know how that works, but I guess it's automatic. I mean, it retracts automatically, so... We also get a B&W Outfitters chip for beating this guy for some reason. I guess his handler had that, and then he ate him.
Back to exploring.
Uh-huh. Sorry, I was waiting for the Dark Souls You Died message on screen. Yeah, really? Watch too many shitposts. What the fuck is that? Yeah, it's a fishing rod from my understanding, and Hope uses a boomerang. Hope also has almost no HP, so just, you know, keep that in mind, because you might have to heal him pretty quickly if somebody decides to target him instead of Vanille, who has 350 HP despite being kind of dainty. Huh. She's cheating. She has 3 bars and everybody else has 2. Yeah, I wonder how she got that 3rd bar. I'm sure it's not important. Anyway, yeah, it's a binding rod. It's... like I said, it's some kind of fishing rod from my understanding. I don't know what the hell else they would use it for, after all. But, yeah, I guess Hope has a boomerang of some kind. And he also has the only passive ability, I think, on any of the weapons to start with, which is Critical Shield. So he has low HP, but he gets, like, a Protect and a Shell, basically, when he gets damaged to a certain point. I think his HP pulls back up later, though, when you start upgrading the characters. Like, he won't be that low on HP for very long. It's just for this first sequence, he's a little bit lower than most people. So, is select the map? Select is the mini-map, okay. Ah, okay, square is the map, got it. So we're going up in that direction, but instead of going directly there, let's save first. And then we'll go exploring, I guess. See what we can find. So we got a new shop in the retail network there. City life getting you down? Answer the call of the wild. With B&W gear to protect you, a trek through the lowlands is a walk in the park. Why not leave the hustle and bustle behind and return to nature? It could be just the vacation your soul needs. This is probably the most nature anybody on Cocoon will ever see in their life. Anyway, we can buy iron bangles from them, but unfortunately they're a little on the expensive side at the moment, and we only have 400 gil, so... I guess we could sell... I mean, you could sell Wild Bear, but again, I wouldn't sell weapons just yet, because even though they're worth quite a bit of money, you might need them later, so I would say wait on that. We could sell the credit chip, though. Excuse me. I don't really know that I need to buy iron bangles. I feel like they're going to give me some anyway, so I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to plow forward without thinking about it too much. Nah, I'll save it to this slot. Excuse me. It's not like there's anything in Chapter 1 that I would have missed. I think Hope has the lowest total HP pool, but that's fine. Yeah, it's not like I'm going to use him as the tank or anything, right? No, I'm actually not going to use him as the tank, so... Don't worry, I'm not going to get that crazy. Yeah, I don't actually know. I don't think I talked about this earlier, but I don't actually know how much of this game I'm going to play. No, it is not. The marker is up there, the objective marker, so we're going in every other direction, Hope, before that. So... Yeah, I don't know how much of this game I'm actually going to play. I think I clocked about 70 or 75 hours when I played through... I don't want to say it's 100% of the game. I don't think it was 100%. I think I played like 98%. I didn't max the Crystarium, if that makes sense to anybody. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. We'll talk about what the Crystarium is later. Yeah, I don't think I maxed that out. I think I tried to max it out for approximately 10 or 12 of those hours, and then I said, no, I don't think so. Not anymore. This is a waste of time. We haven't seen it yet, by the way, but watch Hope at the end of each fight when he puts the boomerang away, and you'll understand why I say he keeps it in his absolute storage space. This is the game, by the way, that invented the absolute storage space thing that I say all the time. So, well, I don't say it all the time anymore, but I used to say it a lot. So, I'm going to wait for them to attack, and then I'm going to attack. Okay, never mind, they're not attacking, so attack away! I'll wait. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Vanille's regular physical attack is... It can be useful. I just personally... Oh, nice dodge. I just personally find that sometimes she hits them faster and sometimes she doesn't, so it just kind of depends on her attack pattern. Like, sometimes she'll just hit, like, really quickly and sometimes she won't. Like, you'd think it would be pretty easy for her to hit pretty quickly, but it's not as easy as it seems like. No, they probably threw all of the mechs that they couldn't control or ended up defective onto this place so they could just throw them to the surface. You'd be surprised if I finish this one. Maxed out most of the party's thingies before you lost your save that PS3 format that your brother screwed up. Yeah, I don't know. We'll finish this one. I just think, personally, I'll probably only do... Yeah, so it didn't show it there, but when he puts the boomerang away, he puts it in his back pocket, but it shrinks down and ends up, like... It basically looks like he's putting it up his ass, so that's why I used to say absolute storage space, because he's basically storing that damn thing in his ass. So... Yeah, we'll finish this one. I just don't think I'll be maxing most things out. Like, my plan is to... how the hell do I get over there? Is there a way in? No, I just go over this way. My plan is basically for... You get rolls later on in the game, and again, if this doesn't make sense to anybody at this point, don't worry about it. We'll talk about it later. I already went this way. I'm looking at the wrong thing on the map. Up, over, that way. Okay. So I'm thinking I might do like 4 out of the 6 rolls, and I don't know that I'll max out the rolls either. Like, I feel like I'll just get them. Oh, you're back. Wonder if I can use this to get a whole bunch of Fortisol right at the beginning of the game. We got a Fortisol, by the way. It's an item that you can use before battle in order to, I think Fortisol, if I remember correctly, is the one that increases your attack power. So.
Well, that wasn't scary at all.
It was 1 Pantheran, to be fair. Yeah, you can. Okay, well, I guess if you want more Fortisol, you could just, you know, do that. Walk away and then back, and then there he'll be again. I'm not going to bother with that because, like, I use Fortisol and the other Sols sometimes, but not often enough to really, like, warrant me grinding it out, you know. So, aggression and preemptive strikes. I think we missed the last tutorial message, but yeah, so if you see the warning sign above the enemies, it means that you can't get a preemptive strike on them. But if they don't show that and you sneak up behind them, then you can get a preemptive strike. And when you get a preemptive strike, what happens, excuse me, is that the stagger meter, excuse me, starts a lot higher than it normally is. So, and I guess these guys have poor eyesight, so if we can get behind them, it'll make it a little bit easier to beat them up. It's too bad there's no sprint button in this one. And go. But yeah, see how there was no warning symbol over their heads? So that means we got a preemptive strike, and it won't deal any damage, but it will start their stagger bars really high, so that'll allow you to stagger them pretty quickly, and it also gives you a full ATB to work with. So that's pretty nice as well. Like, you won't have to wait for the ATB bar to charge up if you get a preemptive strike, unlike in other battles. You also get an initiative bonus to your score of 1.2, so that's kind of nice. It multiplies your total score by 1.2. So, it can make getting a higher score a lot easier. Again, I'm not really too concerned about it. I'm just going to get whatever score I get, and we'll move from there, you know. Alright, now we have the Prompto debate. Do I give Hope the Iron Bangle because he has almost no HP, or do I give it to Vanille because she's the party leader? Also, she's got a lot of strength and magic. Again, I don't know what's with this lady. She's kind of dainty, but also at the same time, like, she's better equipped than pretty much anybody. The only thing she's missing is hand grenades. Can I, like, undo the exclamation points on these, or... Is it like that? No. Okay. I also don't know if those sort properly, but whatever. Oh, okay, so you just go into it and that gets rid of it. Alright, fair enough. Anyway, up we go. See if we can make it this way. Well, we're gonna have to go up, but we can't get up just yet. And, like, it's genuinely weird. Like, I think about it. I'm trying not to spoil anything by saying stuff like this, but, like, I think about it, the fact that I feel like Vanille could have been the main character of this game, and it kind of acts antithetical to Final Fantasy XII, because in Final Fantasy XII, I was pissed off that Bosch wasn't the main character, and now they made the soldier person the main character, and I'm still pissed off, so, like, maybe it's just me. Maybe there's something wrong with me. No, I think it's because of the way that they frame the characters, honestly. Like, I don't think it has anything to do with specifically being pissed off because they switch things up, but it's because they make it seem like there's enough hints where they could be the main character, you know?
Pulse Fal'Cie and l'Cie are bad news. That's why Cocoon kicked them out. Live too close to the Fal'Cie, one-way ticket to Pulse. That's the purge in a nutshell.
Does that about sum it up for you, man?
They'll purge us too, and then...
What's your problem?
What's my... Pulse is hell on Earth.
Have you been to Pulse? How do you people know this?
We'll be okay. Calm down.
Get off me.
Damn. Cold shoulder. Tough crowd. Oh.
Can you hear me? Where are you?
God damn, what did he do? Get a megaphone? Edgy teenager. Phineas is really going through a phase here, isn't he? It's in case you haven't watched it, Hope's voice actor is the same voice actor that voiced Phineas from Phineas and Ferb. And because H.C. Bailey is too old to know what Phineas and Ferb is when he played this, I will be making as many references to Phineas and Ferb as I can. Though, to be fair, most of them will probably be Perry the Platypus references.
Wonder what that's for.
What? Phineas, really? Yeah, same voice actor. That's him. I mean, they got a bunch of other high-profile voice actors in this one. Like I said, Snow's voiced by Troy Baker. Lightning's voiced by Ali Hillis. I'm trying to remember who Saz is voiced by. I think he's a pretty prominent voice actor as well, but I can't remember his name. I think Vanille's was a little more low-profile. She's an Australian voice actor. Maybe she was more high-profile in Australia, but the impression that I get is that a lot of them are either high-profile or, you know, at least mid-profile. They didn't really pull anybody in here that wasn't, like, at least made a name for themselves already, you know what I mean? They were, well, I guess that implies fairly high-profile before they came into the game as a voice actor. Is there anything on these little side platforms? No, I'm gonna guess based on the fact that that staircase goes nowhere that no, they are not. So, Snow, did you keep any of those hand grenades in your pockets while you were in the process of going where you're going here, or? I don't know how much they'll avail me while I'm here, but because there's only 2 enemies, but I guess we'll find out. I'll use one. We'll just see. This probably won't even hit his friend. Yeah, that's okay. Knock this guy down, I guess. And it's not like in the Tales games where when you knock them down, they get like some major amount of resistance to damage when they get knocked down. So after they get knocked down, that is. But yeah, Snow's got to make this work by himself now, which really isn't a problem, honestly. Like, the enemies here aren't particularly challenging to beat. So. And usually the game, in the first few chapters, kind of knows, okay, well, we're going to put this character by themselves, so, like, they don't try to overdo it with the enemies, you know? So. Excuse me. No, nothing over there. I should probably drink a ginger ale. I've been burping quite a lot from having dinner earlier. I wonder if I have any ginger ale left. It's probably too late at night to drink it now, but just keep it in mind. That feels like a royal pain in the ass to have to use every time you want to go anywhere. But then again, this place is probably created deliberately to confuse people, so I don't know if necessarily that's incorrect. Is that supposed to mean anything? Because I didn't really gather any intel from looking at that in motion. Are you winning, Lightning?
Still won't budge?
I mean, why would it? It's a magical
I think the door's
symbol.
winning.
Yeah.
Why didn't I listen?
Beg your pardon?
It was me. This is my fault.
Beg your pardon.
Lightning, can you elaborate? Oh, okay.
Oh, blast charge? Oh, wait, hold on.
Yes, I'm going to set a satchel on this door.
Make it happen.
I'm so sorry. Please let me in. Please?
Okay, but why did that work?
Hey.
Like genuinely, why did that work? Okay, like, there's a reason, I think, why it could work.
After you.
But the implication of it is that the person controlling this place knows Lightning, and no, they don't. like the person controlling this place knows someone who knows Lightning, but They don't know lightning. Like, there's no direct connection. I don't understand, man. Anyway, shrouds. So we got Fortisol and Deceptisol previously. You can use them one time outside of battle, and they give you a tactical advantage in the beginning of the fight. They'll give you buffs, basically. So Fortisol gives you all of the offensive buffs, Aegisol gives you defensive buffs, and Deceptisol basically allows you to automatically get a preemptive strike or avoid combat if you want to use them. So they can all be useful in particular fights. I don't remember which fights in specific that we would want to have them for. And also, like, there are certain points in the game where the enemies respawn and you can get a whole bunch of soul items, but I don't really know that I care enough about grinding them out. I think, if I remember right, H.C. Bailey did, but I don't really use them very often, so I don't know that I care enough to get a whole bunch. So but yes, you can press L1 and that'll open your Shroud menu. You can use it, or you can exit out if you don't want to use it. And make sure you use them close to the enemies, because if you don't, they might wear out. So, there you go. I mean, this place, like I said before, is literally designed to be a maze. So, oh look, more Panterans. Now, you could use a Deceptisol right here to get the Panterans to, well, not notice you, but it's fine. I mean, we've got Blitz. We can probably be fine. Excuse me. All I remember from his LP is him saying to launch them into the air. Yeah, we'll be doing that later too. Just don't have that ability yet, unfortunately. Just realized Cassandra Lee Morris voiced 2 of the units you actually liked using in Fire Emblem Heroes. Yeah, Heroes kind of has a lot of high-profile voice actors in it as well. I mean, hell, there's one of them right there. They got Morgana to voice 2 of the characters that you liked. So usually it's like the anime voice actors, though, that do a lot of that stuff, you know. Maybe I should have targeted that better. There we go. This should be better. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, because they're all going to bounce backwards, and then we can do this a little bit. Saz, just keep shooting the one that I'm targeting. There we go. And we'll do it again on you. That'll get rid of both of you. And now it's just you. We might not get 5 stars on this one, but that's okay. I'm fine with it. Nice. Okay, never mind. We got 5 stars and plenty to spare there. Morgana is Cassandra Lee Morris. Yeah, exactly. She's been about 30 characters you used in video games, including Sophie from Grace's Help. I don't know if I can help with that. It just sounds like she's a prolific voice actor, and there's not much I can do about that. I mean, they're just Panterans. We've got that handled. They'll have to throw something bigger than Panterans at me to make me spooked. They'll have to throw a non-beta behemoth at me right now. But we'll get there. I guess I'll just use this. We'll just go one at a time here. Should be able to stagger him and then go from there. Alright, sweet. Saz, start the meter off. They do seem to like targeting Saz, though, don't they? They seem to always go after him. They're probably like, hey, he's shooting from ranged. We have to get rid of the ranged attacker. Alright, we got some Fortisol from those guys, so I guess you could get some from these, too. I mean, I see a reason. There's a treasure chest behind them. Why wouldn't you want to pick a fight? Especially when they're these guys and they have bad eyesight. Never mind. One of them saw me. I should have gone for the one on the farthest outside. That being said, we can probably just blitz the hell out of all of them, so it's probably fine. Okay, there's one. I think at this point we can probably just 1 and 2 and done. Some Deceptisol from those guys, so I guess there is some reason to fight because they're dropping good items for me at the very least. I think that thickened hide is a rare drop as well. So, all right, let's go for the outside this time, since last time it didn't really work out for me. Actually, like I said before, probably just defective droids that they just didn't want to keep here. Lightning? Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's that. let's see. I'm going to mispronounce this. I apologize. Cholera Dom-Tien Man. Hello, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Playing some Final Fantasy XIII today. We are in Chapter 2, I think. I think we got the end of Chapter 1, so there you go. It's not that she's prolific, it's that she always voices characters you like using in video games. Is there a connection? I don't know. Colorado Mountain Man. Okay, that makes a lot more sense, yes. That's what you saw. Yes, you were right. Sorry, I didn't even see that part. Goes to show if I've been to Colorado or not in my life. The answer is no. But that's a lot easier to say, thank you. Alright, Myrmidon, well, let's see what you can do. You can dodge, that's for sure. Nice dodge. He's probably gonna, okay, yeah, whack me in the face, but I did not stagger, so that's a good thing. Again, nice dodge. Okay, now he's on Saz. I was gonna say, I might have to heal if he keeps hitting me, but probably not. You know what would be nice right now is like something that would help me stagger him a little bit faster. Like maybe a magic command or something. It's unfortunate that we won't have that for a while. You know, it might be a good idea actually to heal here. I'm gonna do that. There you go, Saz. Alright, back to it. Before his stagger meter goes away. Okay, still had some time to spare there. Good. No worries, it's a hard name to read on screen. Alright, well, fair enough. Back in a few minutes. Alright, Murray, we'll see you in a few then. We'll just make our way up the Pulse Fal'Cie while you're at it. What do we got here?
Hard to believe no one noticed this thing for all these years.
You know what's weird is that my friends in the party always walk ahead of me like this, and the enemies don't notice them. As soon as I walk up here, these Panterans are going to be like, "What'd you call me, motherfucker?" See what I mean? Saz is just standing there. Maybe the Panterans were afraid of racially profiling him. I don't know. I probably don't need Blitz again. Okay, anyway. Stagger the hell out of you. And move on with my life once it's gone. There we go. Nice work, Saz. No more souls, but the Thickened Hide and the Wicked Fang are probably pretty good. I don't remember how good the materials are, to be honest. Like, there's two different kinds of materials, and we've actually been getting both so far. Oh, a Gladius, nice. There's organic materials, which are stuff like the fangs and the hides, and then there are synthetic materials, which are this kind of stuff that robots have been dropping for us, or the credit chip, that's also considered a synthetic material. They serve different purposes, but we'll talk about what those purposes are when we can actually use them. For now, excuse me, we're kind of stuck just having them and not using them. So. Anyway, Myrmidon and Panteran, this is gonna suck. It would be nice if I had a hand grenade. I don't even know if blitzing is a good idea in this particular case, because I mean, it's not like I'm doing good damage to the other guy. I guess that'll work. One more attack, and then I think I need to heal Saz before he dies. Here you go! Ooh, that was a little close. I'd have had the Phoenix down there. Okay, he's still got some HP in his body, so it's probably okay for now. Just keep building that bar. Might have to heal after this, though. Like, after the next round of, yeah. It's a good thing we've got, like, 35 potions. There we go. I'm gonna wait, just in case he hits me. He did not. Good. Bye. Okay. Well, still not doing too bad. Again, it's kind of hard to mess things up in the early game because all you have is the attack command, but I don't know, sometimes I feel like they wanted you to use a soul item before that. Like, it's almost like they said, oh, this is the tutorial for the soul item, so use them.
Might be some soldiers trapped in here, too. Except they'd probably be l'Cie by now.
Oh, fun. So...
Not even human anymore.
Oh.
Just post-l'Cie. Enemies of Cocoon.
Have you guys seen post-l'Cie?
Show them any mercy.
Like, what do they do? What do they look like? That they do they just become like dismogrified, like transmogrified humans where they're just like,
There's the next one.
oh, okay, zombies. Let's just say it that way. Did they become zombies? Is that the problem? The House of Stairs. Oh, fun. I love House of Stairs. Fantastic. No item over here. Maybe there's an item over there. I don't actually remember if there's anything for Snow to find here. But yeah, like I said, they kind of do a lot of this back and forth between characters in the early game here. Usually... Oh, there's an item down there. Okay. Usually what they'll do after the first couple of chapters, like once all of the characters come together, they all stick together for a little bit, and then they'll swap off which character becomes the focus of the chapter. So, like, you'll play one chapter as one character, and then the next chapter will be as a different character, and it'll kind of go like that for a little while, and then the party will be a little bit more freeform for you to control. For now, everybody's all separated, so it's kind of hard to control any particular person. Man, you guys have some, what's the word I'm looking for? Restraint, I guess? Not attacking me when I'm that close. Have a holy hand grenade! I think I got, no, I got both of them. Alright. Whoops. Try it again, Snow. There you go. I knew you could do it.
No problem.
1, 2, 5. 3, 7, 3. Give that guy a raise. He knows how to count to 3. I could activate this, but what if there's a treasure chest at the other end of this hallway? There is not. Not yet, anyway. So I guess we'll just activate this. Yeah, I don't know. The Snow sequences don't really have a whole lot to them. They're kind of just, here, hit a button. Keep moving. It does make me wonder if Snow hitting all these buttons, though, is the reason why the other characters can move through this place, you know? Like, maybe him activating certain things activates other things in different areas that allow the characters to go where they need to go.
Hang on, baby. Your hero's on the way.
You don't need to pose for her, Snow. She can't see you from here. It's fine. Just go. Just go down the elevator.
Hang on, baby. Your hero's on the way.
Ah, that's why he had to say it, because they had to know he was still there. Okay, well, Snow activating something is the only reason that Hope and Vanille can move on, so I guess that doesn't make
He is here.
what happened
Calling himself a hero.
correct, but he doesn't really have very many thoughts in his head, does he, Hope?
He's coming our way.
You'll be able to tell him how you feel now.
What should I do?
What do you mean, what should you do?
Need to.
If you don't get it off your chest, it will just build.
But nothing I say will change what happened.
Well, you're right, but at the very least, you don't have to fester in it.
We could just run away.
Vanille, no. Don't put that in his head. He's a teenager, and you're a teenage girl. He'll listen to anything you say. Anyway. I guess the enemies are back. I wonder if I should go back and get another Fortisol. Nah. Don't need it. It's not necessary. I have fishing rod. That's all we need. We don't need Fortisol. Might actually have been better in that particular case to just hit auto battle, honestly, but those guys were so easy it wouldn't have mattered. Oh look, I got a Deceptisol anyway. Perfect. Oh man. Well, we can go back to the beginning now, but... Oh, something's... Oh. Oh, hello, Panterans. Again, showing some restraint. I appreciate it. It's very nice of you. Alright, preemptive here. It's too bad we don't have any kind of AoE attack with Vanille or Hope for now, because these guys would die to one of them, but it's fine. I'm just going to hit auto battle, because in this case, all I'm going to do is hit attack 3 times anyway, so... Okay, got him. Hope witnessed his mother's tragic death like 30 minutes ago, and he's already at the 4th stage of grief. He hasn't quite gotten to acceptance yet, but he's pretty damn close. I don't know. It's just, no, look, another vial of Fortisol. See, you don't need to grind them out. You can just get up. Like, look, we've already got 4 and 3. Like, come on now. That's plenty. Especially since I forget to use them all the time. Anyway, more Panterans. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I know why Hope is not like able to tell Snow how he feels, and I mean it's fairly, I think, fairly obvious because he's a kid and he doesn't know how to process death. So like obviously that's going to cause him severe mental trauma. But like you gotta tell him, kid. It's not going to do you any good if you just let it sit there.
Well, that wasn't scary at all.
And Vanille, you are not helping. Then again, Vanille herself is also a teenager, so she probably doesn't really have much in the way of, like, a constructive way of dealing with death either. So I suppose we shouldn't look to her for guidance, should we? Oh, okay. I guess we just screen transferred. Sweet. Wait, this game actually had Bravery and Faith? Yes, it did. We don't get access to it until later, but yes, it did. Do they call it Bravery and Faith in this one, though? I want to say they're called something else, but I could be wrong about that. I don't remember. It's been 11 years. Hope, we've literally been fighting them for an hour. What do you mean?
No daydreaming now.
I always like that little snide comment she makes at the beginning like that. It's like, Hope, you gotta keep your eyes up here, man. The enemies are up here. I'm just gonna let it fly after she backs up. There we go. Start the chain, even though it'll be gone by the time we start attacking again. Alright, staggered him up. Good. Just whack him, Vanille. It's fine. He's almost dead. Check your Fortisol. Oh, okay. Yeah. The Fortisol will tell me, actually. That's a good point. Hold on. I'll check. No, Hope. We need to move, or else we won't catch up with Snow. Let's see. Cast Bravery, Faith, and Haste at the start of battle. So yes, it does in fact have Bravery, Faith, and Haste. And Deceptisol doesn't do that, but it, when we get an Aegisol, we'll find out what it does. So, there you go. Actually, now that I think about it, there's 2 different versions of Bravery and Faith, if I remember correctly. There's one that's like not as powerful, but it lasts longer, and there's one that's stronger, but lasts less time. I don't remember if you get access to both, though, without, like, doing some funky things with the Crystarium. What the hell was that? Oh, good, the zombies are here. You know, those hand grenades would be really nice right about now. Oh, good, they're just gonna come at us from both directions.
What are they?
See, you failed.
I was gonna say, you literally, weren't you just talking about how you didn't want to be here?
When the don't complete the focus the Fal'Cie gave him.
Wouldn't you know what these are? Like, wouldn't the government have told you? Yeah, this is what you turn into.
Let's even these odds.
You know, for not being a hero, he does have good timing. And they let you play as Snow at the beginning as well anyway here, which means you get the hand grenades again for the zombies. Isn't that friggin' great? Yeah, toss it out there, Snow. We can't have them healing each other. Nice. Thought Bravery and Faith were exclusive to 12. You barely remember 13. Oh, that's okay. I don't know. I guess it makes sense, though, because 12 was right before 13, so they probably carried over a bunch of the status effects and stuff.
You get in here. You gotta leave.
Do you think... Wouldn't you think they would if they could, Snow?
Okay, listen. Find some place to hide and keep quiet.
Wouldn't
Once
it be
I find Sarah, we'll all leave together.
easier for them to go with you? Because then you could keep an eye on them?
Time for dinner.
Snow...
Wait.
Do you think before you talk?
My
I mean, I
wife.
know that. No.
Future wife,
but
that is. She's a Pulse Lassie.
Oh. Well, that's going to be a
She's here
problem.
somewhere, along with that fal'Cie. I gotta find her and set her free.
What's wrong with you? Why do you want to help a Lassie? They're the enemy.
She's
How can you save a Lassie? You're not.
his fiance.
You're not.
Hope.
That's insane.
Hope, just get it out of your system, man.
Probably. But I gotta do something, right?
Like, I need you to understand.
I'll be back.
He spends the first 7 chapters not saying, how could you save a Lassie and not my mom?
I'd rather go to Pulse.
And Snow not
Why
knowing
is this happening to
that
me?
that's his
They
mom
found the fal'Cie the other day.
causes him to look
just
like a
visiting photos.
gigantic dumbass for the first 7 chapters.
Threw us on that train.
Like,
Because of that guy. Mom is.
and he can't hear him talking to himself over
Probably
here, so.
shouldn't leave them alone.
No, probably not, Snow.
And he wants to help a Lassie.
Hey again.
I'm back. It's probably better to take you two with me.
Go with him. You gotta talk to him, Hope. If you don't take this chance, you'll regret it forever.
Okay, that's good advice. Thank you, Vanille.
Okay.
Let me call you kids a magic flying Uber. Yeah, that would be nice,
Let's
but
go.
something tells me they don't take service here. So when do we start deprogramming Hope? End of chapter 7?
What's gotten into you so
No, I
late?
think it's actually chapter
Thought you
8.
came for a
I
fight.
think.
My sister.
Your sister?
She's a Lassie.
What?
So you putting the pieces together yet?
Let's see.
The fal'Cie has her captive, but I'll find her.
If not, they'll do it in a few minutes. So
Is she still?
she's not a zombie yet, if that's what you're
What was her
asking.
focus? When she became a Lassie, what did the fal'Cie order her to do?
You guys know a lot about what
It
the
wasn't
fal'Cie
blow up
require
Cocoon or
people
anything
to
like
do,
that, was
considering
it?
the government probably wouldn't tell you, right?
I didn't ask.
You didn't? Why? Wouldn't that have been important to know? Couldn't you have helped her?
Listen to me. When a person gets cursed by a fal'Cie, they become a Lassie, and they get given a focus, right? How do I put this?
Nicely.
If they don't carry it out, Lassie end up as one of those things.
That's why it's important to know what her
What I'm
focus
saying
was,
is,
Lightning.
Your sister's gone that far.
Okay, you didn't have to.
I mean,
You didn't have to step over that line,
she might
Saz.
still. How can I?
You're gonna have to kill your sister if she turned into a zombie,
There's no way
Lightning.
to turn a Lassie back into a human. Even if she completes her focus, there's no changing her fate.
Fun.
She'll live her life as a fal'Cie slave. Don't make her suffer.
I don't think that's the right
say
thing to
it.
say either,
Any Lassie.
Saz.
Anyone who might ever become a Lassie should be wiped off the face of Cocoon.
Would that make a difference? Wouldn't the fal'Cie just keep making Lassie then?
It's people like you that started the purge in the first place.
Well, Jesus, Lightning. I know he stepped all over your toes, but you didn't have to go that far. Sound of Vanille's accent, Pulse is actually in New Zealand? I mean, it's possible. Let me put this as nicely as I can. Your sister is probably a brainless monster who you should kill. Yeah, something like that. Which way did we come from? Behind me, I would guess.
That's a Sith, huh?
That is, in fact, a Seath, yes. I'm just trying to see if... Okay, so we came up these stairs, so there's probably not going to be anything else back that way, if I had to guess. We'll save that zombie for in a minute. Let's go kill the 2 zombies over here. Just going to wait for them to turn their backs in such a way that they're not looking directly at me. I hope, anyway. Okay, never mind. Guns blazing it is. Was there a didgeridoo playing in the background there for just a second, or am I just imagining things? Like, I definitely heard the bouncing sound effect from, like, Rayman Legends or something in the music there. Are you sure that's appropriate for brainless zombie monsters? Or maybe it was just like the sound effects that they were making when they were walking. I don't know. I think Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends soundtracks have just impressed on my mind so much that I just hear didgeridoos when they don't exist. That might be a problem. I should probably see a doctor about that one. Anyway. A power wristband. Okay, nice. Wonder if I should give that to Lightning or Saz. Let's see. Strength plus 20 and physical wall 5. What is physical wall 5 exactly? I'll give it to Lightning. We'll give Saz the Iron Bangle. He's mostly there to help Lightning stagger so Lightning can deal the damage at the moment anyway, so... I feel like this game has too many damn proper nouns for a story, and hiding the explanations in the data log, yeah, that is a bit of a problem. Like, the characters have to exposit, right? When they say pronouns like this, it forces them to have to say what they mean in the dialogue, and it has to not feel stilted, and sometimes it ends up feeling stilted anyway because it's hard to, you know, just tell people who don't know what they are and aren't going to read the data log exactly what it means, you know? The didgeridoo sound was being played by Fanil. Yeah, I guess that would make sense, wouldn't it? You're not going to let me sneak up on you, are you? Yeah, almost got there. It's just one Seath, it's probably fine. Oh yeah, right, they don't call them Seath, they call them ghouls. Too bad I don't have my Dia spell. We haven't seen Dia since... No, actually, we saw it in 14. Never mind. I forgot white mages get upgraded to Dia. It's just a dot in 14 rather than... a light element spell that exclusively deals damage to zombie enemies. Dia would be pretty nice right about now, though. Just saying. I mean, the Sanctum's right there. If they're a technocratic church, they could probably Dia these things, and we'd be fine. Stagger the both of you. Okay, don't need blitz. Go, go, go! There. FF1 Dia, best Dia. Man, Diaga hits like a freight train, I gotta tell you. It's kind of expensive to cast, if I remember right, but white mages get plenty of MP in Final Fantasy 1, so that helps. Alright, let's see. If you turn around, I can probably get a good preemptive on you guys. Maybe. Yeah. Cool. It's just the one? Okay, never mind. I thought it was gonna be all four. Nope. You're partial to SMT's Dia. Yeah, SMT's Dia is pretty good too, isn't it? Man, Medea Rama, that hits pretty hard, especially with Angelic Grace. So. 1 in 14 felt like they wanted to change the aesthetic of White Mage, which is fair and based. Oh, the SMT Dia, yeah, fair and based. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of liked when White Mage was like the other half of the elements. Like Black Mage was fire, ice, and lightning, and White Mage was water, wind, and earth. And I kind of preferred that, if I'm honest. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a person. I don't know. I preferred it when they were the other half of the elements, I guess. You did too? Yeah, okay, so maybe it's not just me. I mean, I guess it's like... You could make the argument that it gets stale after a while, but I feel like if it got stale, it'd be like, well, then Black Mages would be complaining about it, wouldn't they? You know? So if you don't see, like, A and B in the name of the enemy there, that means the enemy is by themselves in the battle. So, just in case. It didn't register as to why we're only fighting one enemy at a time here. Get some tears of frustration out of that. Those are organic components, if I remember correctly, so you can use those for what you will. Oh, good, a preemptive strike anyway. This guy was out far enough to where I could actually whack him in the face. See, it's actually more efficient there to use auto battle. I think I mentioned this in the Vanille section, but when you get a preemptive strike because you start with a full bar, it might be more efficient in certain cases to actually just use auto battle because the it'll just do the attack command for you, which will stagger the enemies a lot easier. So better go before they turn their back toward, or they turn their front towards me. Okay, I'm fighting two of them this time. I think I hit both of them. Only need one. Good to know. Just keep that in mind for later. But yeah, like, see, you end up with a rhythm with this game's combat system. You kind of, like... it can get repetitive after a while, especially in these first couple of chapters where you've just got the attack command, but you get into a rhythm and you slowly build towards more efficiency, and they keep throwing new enemy formations or more enemies at you to kind of try to trip you up a little bit and force you to say, okay, how do I deal with this new threat, you know? So, even though it's repetitive, I kind of like it because it's kind of rhythmic, you know?
Whatever those things used to be, they sure ain't human now.
Yes, thank you, Saz. We established this. Speaking of things that definitely aren't human, Jesus fucking Christ, look at the Hulk over here. Actually, it's probably more like Nemesis than the Hulk. Alright, Gast, let's see what you can do. Too bad I didn't get a preemptive strike for hitting him there. Turn his back on me. Okay, well, Saz didn't stagger, so that's good. Helpful. We probably won't stagger him, though. Yeah, 120%. Oh, good, he can cast magic. Can't be me. Wish I could do that. Oh, well. You still have old skills on your bar because you miss them? You actually miss Fluid Aura. I don't think I played White Mage before they got rid of Fluid Aura, now that I think about it. I'm pretty sure it was gone before I started playing it. So. Yeah, well, in a place like this, something else might beat him to it. We'll see. I guess we could also sell the Fortisol and Deceptisol if we want to buy some stuff, but I don't really think it's necessary. Again, I'm going to keep the credit chip until I know how much of an effect it has when we do component work, but we can't do component work just yet, so since we can't, I'm not going to bother. Still not going to buy anything from the outfitters either, because we might get enough bangles to actually equip everybody else, or accessories, generally. So, excuse me. Alright. Yeah, no, the didgeridoo is definitely in there. Like, I was just listening there because I was like, no, it's coming around to that part of the song again. Let me just make sure. And it's like, no, it's right there. I can hear it. So we've only gotten one 4-star so far. That's not too bad. Again, Vanille's physical attacks are kind of lopsided, so sometimes you might end up with her just not being able to kill the enemies quickly enough if you don't use a soul item. Oh, there we go. By the way, the repeat command that I keep showing up there in the abilities menu, I don't think I talked about how you can do that. Once you enter in commands on the abilities menu, if you hold right while you're hovering over abilities, it'll switch over to the repeat command, which will just stock the same ATB attacks that you just used in the last round and use them again. So, like, if I did 2 attacks here, well, we'll kill him because he's staggered, but basically, if I got into another round there, I would hold right, and it would do 2 attacks again. So, it's a good way to kind of keep doing your commands without having to manually input them every single time, you know? So I guess we'll be able to show it here. So, like, I just stocked attack and attack. So now if I hold right, it says repeat, and that'll just bring up attack and attack again. Not really that incredible at the moment because, I mean, all we have is attack and blitz, but later on when you have more commands to deal with, it might be worth it to keep that in mind, you know? So, oh good, 2 ghasts. That's gonna be fun. I might actually use a Fortisol for that one, honestly. We'll see. Or maybe a Deceptisol, actually, because if I use a Deceptisol, we can get a preemptive strike on them and then just get rid of one of them before it becomes a problem. So. Yeah, because they're staring directly at us, so I think we Shroud. Haha! And yeah, so see how it didn't say warning there? So that means we'll get a preemptive strike even though they were staring directly at us. Okay, we only staggered one of them, so let's just hit the other guy and then we'll get this guy in a minute. Just get our damage off while we can, you know. Okay, Alright, we lost the stagger on this one, but that's okay. I probably could have blitzed and, like, staggered him again, but... And that probably would have led to 5 stars. This is probably going to be a 4, but that's okay. Could you stop setting my friend on fire, please? He has an afro. It's not very nice of you. There we go. We didn't heal, so that might actually be good enough. Yeah, okay. Oh, man. Plenty. I forgot, because you get such a huge bonus from getting a preemptive strike that the initiative bonus just makes it a lot easier. Oh, okay. Thanks. I didn't even know that was going to happen. Who's this just laying on the ground here? Is this the person we're all looking for? Well, Hope's looking for Snow, so he already found him.
Sarah!
So if you didn't put the pieces together, Sarah is not only Snow's fiancée, she's also Lightning's sister.
What?
That's a Pulse brand. That girl's a Lassie.
Yeah.
I already told you that.
Pulse Lassie are the enemies of Cocoon.
Says we're the enemies of Cocoon. Cocoon just tried to kill us.
If she fails her focus, you know how that'll end.
And killing her is a mercy?
I mean, based on the propaganda, yeah. But...
Sarah!
Oh, good. The gang's all here now.
Sarah.
Is that my hero?
You need to stop doing that. You're literally making his hero syndromes worse. I'm trying to think of the word that I'm thinking of here, but I can't think of it.
Let's get you
I mean, I guess she's just
Hands off.
encouraging
I'm
him,
taking
but...
her home.
Sis.
I'm not your sister. You couldn't protect her. It's your fault she can save us. Sarah?
You can save us.
From...
Protect us all.
what?
Save Cocoon.
Why would I want to do that when they were just shooting at me?
Sarah, that was your focus?
Anything. I'll do anything. Leave it to me, you'll see. I'll protect Cocoon. I'll save everyone.
Somehow, I'll make things right.
You just relax.
How did he even talk like? Like, I feel like if you did that with your mouth, you wouldn't be able to say any words. Oh, okay.
Sarah!
I think she's going to heaven now. Look at that, she's taller than Snow now. Only took almost becoming a zombie. She went in the opposite direction, because if you fulfill your focus as a Lassie, you turn into a crystal. So, pick your fate worse than death. Both of them suck.
Sarah! Sarah!
Why is she turning to crystal?
We'll see who fulfill their focus are transformed into crystal and gain eternal life.
Or eternal suffering, depending on who you ask.
Sarah, sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams?
What the hell do you mean by
Not
that?
sleeping! She's...
Basically dead, yes.
She's alive.
No.
The legend. Remember the legend.
What makes you think that legend...
Fulfilled their focus, turn to crystal, and gain eternal life.
Yeah, that's
It's the
true,
same with
but...
Sarah. Eternal life. She's not dead.
Eternal life as a crystal is not eternal life,
Sarah's
Snow.
my bride to be.
She's like in
Promise to be
stasis.
hers forever. I don't care how many years I have to wait.
That's gross, man.
It's over!
She's
Open
literally
your
18
eyes and
right
face
now.
reality.
When she wakes up, she'll be 18 again.
Sarah, does becoming a Lassie really mean losing everything?
Why don't you ask her? I mean, you can't. She can't give you an answer, but... What about the army? Are they trying to blow up the fal'Cie here on Cocoon? Like, isn't that going to end really, really badly? And why do they have wyverns?
Surface team, what is your status?
Like, I feel like that would be a lot harder to use than just, I don't know, ships or something. Or are those pulse wyverns?
Leave no trace. The pulse vestige never existed.
Again, question, why do you have that? Like, what compelled you jackasses to bring this fal'Cie onto Cocoon from Pulse to begin with? Those aren't missiles. What are they doing? Guys, it's not an AT-AT. You can't just spin in circles and trip it. No, but seriously, what the hell are those things? Are they, like, gonna grind along the rails or something like this is Bavel in Final Fantasy X? I mean, I guess they went all the way through. Those are some fiber optics you guys have got there.
What's happening?
Must be a sanctum strike.
That doesn't explain...
In the fal'Cie right with it.
Oh, okay.
Taking it back to Pulse? That's what the purge was, right?
All they care about is getting everything from Pulse off Cocoon. Dead or alive, it's all the same.
Yeah, but if they don't get it off Cocoon when they kill it, is it really gonna be gone? So let's get out of here then. That looks like maybe a way out. Or is the only way out through? Because that's usually how this works.
I'll be right back. Hold on.
Trenchcoat, where you going?
Date with the fal'Cie. Got some things to talk about.
Yeah, that isn't gonna work out for you, man.
Help her? Are you out of your mind, kid? That thing wants to chew us up and spit us out.
That's what the propaganda says, but...
What?
Lightning?
Here we go.
You two gonna go with the grown-ups, or are you just gonna hang out here? Lightning just said, alright, forget it. If nobody else will move, I'm gonna move. That's it. I don't know if it's worth fighting these guys now that I think about it, but I guess, you know, Snow and Saz are here, so we can probably beat them up pretty quick. Yeah, we can beat them up pretty quick. Like, do I get anything out of it? Okay, I guess I get Fortisol out of it and some other stuff, so I guess it's worth it to fight them just because of that, so. Alright, got the preemptive, I think. No, I did not. That's okay. Okay, fine. You want to go that way? I'll come to you. There. It didn't say warning, but maybe he saw me anyway. I don't know. You never beat the super boss of this game? I've beaten it before. It's not too bad. It kind of just had too much HP. Yeah, it does have a lot of HP. It's a long fight. It ends up taking like 15 or 20 minutes if you do it the right way, but I don't know, it's not too... I didn't find it too bad, personally, so... You just have to know when to turtle up, which seems like a strange thing to say, but... Well, there is a certain point where it just having 3 tanks in the party helps a little bit with fighting it, so... I wonder if we'll get him to stagger range, because we've got 3 people attacking him. Probably not. He'll probably be dead before he gets there. Yeah, I don't know if we'll be fighting the super boss. Like I said, I'm not sure how much of the game we're actually going to be playing. I probably won't do all the side quests, and I know I won't be maxing out the Crystarium, so... We'll see. Oh, that's why you didn't win? You didn't have the turtle set up? Yeah, the turtle setup, it's just nice to switch back to minimize damage, honestly. So, that's what I did, basically, is whenever I saw him charging up his big attack that he does, that does, like, massive, massive damage to you, I was just like, okay, all of our turtle set up right now, and then just switch off of it once he's done getting pissy. So... Oh, you didn't know that? Oh, okay. Yeah, that would make a difference. Yeah, if you didn't know, like, if you aren't aware of what the purpose of the 3 turtling setup does, yeah, that would make a big difference. Because, like, when you have 3 tanks in the party, it actually reduces the damage that all of them take for each tank you have, but We're getting a little ahead of ourselves. We'll talk about that after we deal with the central processing unit, I think.
Sarah's a crystal now. You gave her a focus, and she did it. You got what you want. Now let her go!
That is not how the bargain works, child.
Please, turn her back.
Alexander? What? Oh, well, don't worry about Alexander. He'll be back. Eventually.
Fine. You go on begging. Like this thing gives a damn what we want!
Lightning, I don't think just whacking it with a sword is going to help in this situation. I'm pretty sure the only thing you'll do is piss it off.
It's this thing's fault the purge started. And it's people who are dying. Sarah told us to save Cocoon. That means this thing needs to die.
I feel like that's just your government programming. When do we deprogram Lightning? Because she's still acting like she works for the government. Like, the government literally tried to kill us an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago at this point, by blowing up the train we were on. Like, you don't owe them anything anymore, Lightning. They tried to murder you. Speaking of murder you, bright light! So, just food for thought for the animated computer system. Maybe don't expose the heart of your programming to the people that are trying to kill you. I don't feel like that's a good idea. I feel like that's just going to end with you getting whacked upside the head. Hope, there's no door stopping you. You didn't have to look at all that stuff. You stopped for no reason, and you gave the Fal'Cie a chance to stop you.
Come on now. You really think you can kill a Fal'Cie?
You think it's gonna let us out of here? Like, their bravado means nothing. We're literally dead either way. So you might as well just fight. Who's Dodge? Or is he telling Lightning to dodge?
I'm in.
Sorry.
As long as you don't mind an amateur.
I mean, it doesn't take a pro to shoot, so.
Got these things. Might as well use it.
That's the right attitude.
Thanks.
And seamless transition into the boss fight. I like how they cut the camera there too, so that it looks like a seamless transition. Alright, so you've got left and right manipulators. I would attack them first, because they do all the damage. So. Ow. I think I should probably wait a second, because that's only going to deal damage while I'm in the process of doing that. Alright, so once you've damaged those things, Anima will initiate regeneration and eventually start them back up again. So I think when the regeneration happens, I'm going to heal. Until then, I'll just attack. You won't be staggering Anima anytime soon, because 300% stagger meter. So that ain't happening. Ow. By the way, this is a game where if your party leader dies, the whole party dies, if I remember correctly. So maybe don't let Lightning get to that point. Alright, you guys have got that one, right? Saz? Thank you. Oh, this is going to come down to never mind, my head. Yep, and you can't swap leaders. Yep, so just keep that one in mind. Actual complaint about the game. Yeah, it seems weird that, like, the party leader dies and everybody else just falls flat on their face and is like, I can't fight anymore. Like, what do you mean? You've still got to... I don't know, there's still an enemy in front of you. Like, shouldn't you be dealing with that? Magical projection? Resonant magic. Ow. I'll take care of that in a sec, I guess. Okay, we got rid of one of the manipulators. Let's potion up while we wait for the ATB bar to regenerate. It keeps going and regenerating, by the way. Even if you are not... even if you're using an item, it'll still keep regenerating, so... It'll do it in the background, that's all. Oh, we almost got him. Her. Them. Probably them is the safest bet. Yeah, like, you have raise. Come on now. You get a doctor's code for winning. That's probably not bad. I think that's an accessory, if I remember right. It's good for the party leader to wear because the party leader is the one that uses items, so... That being said, we might all be dead, so I don't know if the doctor's code's going to help us.
What's going on?
We're hearing the clock tower from Final Fantasy Versus 13. That's what's going on. You know, in the context of the sequels, I think I know what the bells are supposed to mean, but, like, I'm pretty sure that's just the sequels saying, yeah, it was like that all along, when in reality they had no fucking idea that they were going to put it in the sequel yet. Also, energy tentacles. Fun. Ow! Oh, that's not good. Time for a dive to the heart, Snow? Unfortunately, you won't be waking up from this nightmare. This nightmare is real. Man, it's like they took the Hymn of the Faith and made it incredibly evil. Ow. I hope nobody was taking those trains because, like I said at the beginning of the stream, those trains just reached the end of the line. Oh, okay. Well, I guess the Fal'Cie's whole thing is turning everything to crystal. Guess this one just decided to make it really literal. Gonna quote Ultima from Orbon Monastery. You'll regret raising your eyes to the heavens.
When the future was clear and it hurt to see, I'd just close my eyes and lose myself in happier days.
Is that you telling me that this whole thing was in medias res and we're gonna come back to it in a little bit? No, it's just gonna keep going. She's just saying it because they want Vanille to sound like she's... I don't know, poetic, a good storyteller. I don't know. Everyone here is dead. Resistance wiped out. Fission mailed. We'll get him next time. That being said, happier days were, well, happening previously. Day 11 in the seaside city of Bodum. Day 13, if I remember correctly, is the day that this all started. Like, the chapters that we just played were either day 13 or day 14. I forget. I think the game will tell us after a little while. There's a few of these flashback sequences.
Don't know, Destiny? More like dumb luck. Let's go find him.
Excuse me.
See you around. You know. No, but I want to.
Oh my god.
You just missed her. She said she'd be at the usual place.
And where's that supposed to be?
Thanks.
Sorry about that. Now, who'd you say you were looking for?
This lady has more polygons than most of the NPCs. I wonder if she'll be important.
Here goes.
Did you bring the ring with you, lover boy? Hence why you said the 13 days is the one part of the data log you'll care about. Yeah, probably, because then we'll get a complete picture of what was happening here, right?
Maybe I was. I was hoping that tomorrow I can tell my sister. She'll be so mad, knowing I hid it from her.
Did you already propose, Snow?
Don't worry. I'll take the blame for you.
She can beat me up instead. She always did it anyway.
You should ask for something bigger. These are wish-granting fireworks, like in the stories.
How many stories do you believe, Snow?
Stories, huh?
Did they really work out for you previously?
The sea who fulfill their focus, they become crystal and gain eternal life.
Would help if they
Is she legal? She is exactly 18, so yes. Technically speaking, she is legal.
We'll figure this thing out.
Although the impression I get is that they were probably dating before she turned 18. Like, I think that's a recent thing, so that's not a good look, Snow. I guess it's not the Jude Muse situation again, but like,
Yesterday at the store, I got us something.
That looks familiar.
Don't know much about jewelry, but I hope you like it.
How did the jeweler know? So that's the necklace that Snow is wearing in the present day during the story, which means Sarah gave it back to him at some point. Oh no, never mind. There it is. There's a matching one.
Happens, I'm yours forever, Sarah. My one, my only. Will you marry me?
So no, he did not propose yet. So she was hiding the brand then, the LaCie brand. Snow knows about it already. He's probably part of the reason why she was hiding it, but you know. Yeah, I don't know if what I said there makes any sense, where I said, how did the jeweler know? If you've played through the whole game before, you might know what I'm talking about, but if not, well, don't worry about it. Wait, hang on, back up. That's the Pulse Fal'Cie.
Gotta love these fireworks.
Just sitting there.
My wish.
Your wish.
Before I
In Cocoon. It's just, like, because obviously they're in Cocoon, because that's where they're all from. Because, like, why is that there?
Then
Or is that a Cocoon
have mine
Fal'Cie?
too.
And if it is a Cocoon Fal'Cie, why did it
Have
tell
courage
Sarah
tell
to
lightning that I've become a
do
LaCie.
what it
Hey.
did?
Our engagement
I'm confused.
is way bigger news. Oh man, I can't wait to see her face.
She will be so pissed.
She'll be my new sister.
You should have thought of that before you proposed, big guy. You'd be lucky she doesn't rip your dick off. Snow, okay, I know they're virtual fireworks, but I still don't think that's a good idea.
Hey, Snow.
Yeah.
Like, you knew something was gonna have to throw them off track, right? Like, that's just a trope. It always happens.
That was close.
It's a virtual firework. It would have done nothing except blow up in your faces and make you both deaf for the... Okay, it would have done something. Never mind.
Gorgeous. Our own private heaven.
Let's hope it's not your final heaven.
All we need. Just you and me.
I forget, is Snow's limit break called Final Heaven in this one? I don't think it is. Just kiss her, you idiot! There. She will end you, my dude. Yeah, like I said, he'll be lucky if he escapes from that without a vasectomy. You do know it's fine? Okay, good. Someone is alerting the authorities. Everyone can see them. Maybe that's what they spent day 12 doing, is getting out of jail. Oh, see, but she knows, right? Like, she wouldn't be crying about this if she didn't know what her focus was, and that her focus was going to cause this
Thank you, Snow.
to never happen. Because it's kind of hard to fight fate, as it turns out. It's too bad this is a Final Fantasy game, and in any case except for 15, none of the main characters know how to listen. Okay, anyway, Chapter 2 complete. We'll watch the intro cutscenes to Chapter 3, and then I think we'll save and we'll call it a day. Depending on how long it is. I think there's like another 5 or 8 minutes of cutscenes here. I mean, I guess that's losing yourself in Happier Days, although that was more of a like an unconscious thing. Looks like the gang's all still here, though. We didn't get separated after the lake turned to crystal. It was a dream. Wasn't a dream. Or was it? I don't know. It's Lake Brescia. It was a lake. It's definitely not a lake anymore. God, the bloom in this place is high.
Lake Brescia? Well, I guess we fell from up there. And the lake turned to crystal?
Something like that.
Help me out here. I mean, did the Foul Sea do this? How in the world did we end up here?
People listen in 15? I wouldn't know. I skipped it. Oh, we'll be playing 15. Don't you worry about that. Probably won't do the post-game in that one either, but...
No one survives a fall from that high. Not without a miracle. Sarah saved us.
You literally survived a fall from that height.
It's all your fault. She got...
Like an hour before that, when Hope's mom died. Nice punch, dude. Can he make his fists elements? Is he an elemental monk?
You used the power of Lassie. The Fal'Cie cursed us. We're Lassie now.
Well, it looks like we'll survive this as a result of that, so maybe we should be thanking the Fal'Cie. At least temporarily. So, we have magic now. You'll notice that there's a couple of new terms next to our names down by the our HP bars there. It's not just our HP bars anymore. There's also the TP meter, the yellow meter below, and also Com, Rav, and Rav. Those are paradigms, and those are the bread and butter of this combat system. They don't have traditional classes in this game, but in a substitute for traditional classes, your party's roles can be changed in the situation based on the paradigm that they're using. You switch between paradigms by using the L1 button. If you press that, you can switch to whichever paradigms you have built, and that allows your party members to swap their roles mid-battle. So, for example, with Relentless Assault, we have Lightning as a Commando, and Snow and Vanille as Ravagers. You can think of Commando as basically like the warrior class, and Ravagers are like your black mages. So Ravager builds up the stagger gauge a lot faster, and Commando steadies the gauge. So what that does is it allows the gauge to not drop as quickly. What you'll notice is when Ravagers attack, the gauge goes up quickly, but it also drops quickly. With Commando, the gauge goes up slowly, but it also goes down slowly when they hit them. So it's a good idea to have kind of a combination of both in order to build the meter pretty quickly. So in any case, yeah, so the Commando and Ravager are mostly your offensive paradigms. Com, Rav, and Sab, we'll get into what Sab is later, we don't have access to that just yet, I don't think, are the offensive paradigms. Defensive paradigms are Sin, Sen, and Med, and I think we only have access to one of those right now. We'll see in a second. Yeah, and everybody got an HP boost. They also got an extra ATB gauge, if I remember correctly, so... It takes almost 3 hours to get magic. That is evil. Well, I mean, think about it this way. It took, like, how many hours to get magic in 6 outside of Terra and Celeste? It took, like, 12, I think. Yeah, anyway, so when you're in Relentless Assault, Com, Rav, you'll single target, so you'll focus on one singular enemy. So that's what we'll do. And you'll notice that they very quickly built up the stagger meter there as a result of what we did. I don't know if I would want to switch over to Solidarity just because Vanille took damage, but Solidarity is your other paradigm. So what that does is it turns Snow into a Sentinel, which is a tank, and it turns Vanille into a Medic, which is your white mage, basically. So I think we'll wait a second before we go do that, though. Okay, but basically with Lightning doing physical attacks, it will steady the gauge, which will allow Vanille and Snow to stagger him more quickly with their Ravager attacks, and then we can deal more damage to him that way. So that's the gist of it. It's kind of a whirlwind tour, but that's the gist of it. Also, don't switch to Sen and Med unless you're really, really losing it, because you get a lower ranking for healing and using Sentinels in the vast majority of cases. So... because they both prolong the battle,
So we really are
which makes it take longer, and that gets you less points. So, great.
You too?
Yep.
Seriously? They had to put that there, of all places. She's 16, I think.
Why me? I don't even know you, but you have to go and attack that thing?
Well, yeah. She was dumb and didn't know better.
It's your fault. It's your fault.
Just say it already!
You could have. All of this is your and Sarah's fault.
Watch it.
Okay, Hope, seriously? Pick your words here. Just say, you coulda not killed my mom. Seriously. It's not that hard.
Sorry.
Wait, if they got a gauge from being turned into LaCie, that means if we keep progressing with the transformation, we'll get more ATB. The closer we get to zombies, the more powerful we become. We're all turning into Undying. That's awesome.
See, huh?
Yep. All playing for Team Post.
You seem pretty gung-ho about this, considering you were very... Yeah. You were very against it just a minute ago, and as we can see, he was being deeply, deeply sarcastic. Saz is, like, I guess supposed to be the comic relief character in this game. I don't know. I mean, he does an okay enough job of it. I just feel like they could have... I don't know, just... It feels like they do that because it's like, okay, well, it makes him feel like a token black character, you know what I mean? It's like... You don't have to make the black guy be the comic relief just because he's black, right? Like, it could be somebody else. Like, he could... But let's be fair, though. It's not... That's not his only character trait. He has some seriousness to balance it out, so...
That is how a focus comes down, people. The fal'Cie, they don't spell it out with clear-cut instructions. All you get is a hazy glimpse.
Fantastic. So how did Sarah know what her focus was?
Well, that's what they say. Legends and all.
You're hiding something. Why do the first 7 or 8 chapters of this game all happen because these characters don't know how to communicate with each other like real human beings?
I just... It's all kind of foggy, but I saw this big...
Oh, you meant the Vanille starting with the 3 gauges thing? You already don't trust her now.
Do we all have the same dream?
Maybe she's hiding something. You never know, though. She might have 4 gauges now, for all we know. How did you know that was Ragnarok from the TV static images that you got?
So, we all saw the same dream.
Which means we all have the same focus, so I guess we better stick together.
You mean that was our focus? But how are we supposed to know what to do?
Fair question, kid.
Tricky part. The dream's the only hint the fal'Cie gives us. Figuring out what to do with it, that's our job.
Uh-huh.
Okay. We're post-LaCie, right?
I guess so.
Enemies are Cocoon. So, does that mean that our focus is... Are we supposed to...
Save her.
Say what?
Our focus is to protect Cocoon.
Why?
Really? Okay. And why's that?
Sarah told us.
Sarah's not the fal'Cie here, Snow. She would have no role in telling us what we're supposed to do.
I'll come too.
Okay.
Wait.
Anyway.
Jeez. That boy can't stay still.
No, he cannot.
Really?
It helps, like, yeah, it makes it a lot harder for me to tell him what I want to say, especially since I can't tell him in cutscenes because the game won't let me. Also, Hope, please don't take notes from Lightning. She's being cold not because she's doing that to make you... to be a good role model. She's doing that because she doesn't know what to do. So anyway, having become LaCie, the members of your party can now develop their powers, learning new abilities, or improving attributes such as strength, magic, and HP. The game doesn't have defense stats, it's just your HP. The more HP you have, the more defense, quote-unquote, you have because you can absorb more damage. Anyway, we can develop the Crystarium now, so let's take a look. I'll let the game show the tutorial for this. So we can go over to the Crystarium now, and then select the character that we wish to develop, and we get a sphere grid. no, that's generally what they used as inspiration for the Crystarium here. What it is, basically, is they all have these crystal flowers that they use. And I think in Snow's case, it was the tear that Sarah gave him. Or maybe I'm just misremembering. Maybe that was Sarah's Crystarium. But in any case, yeah, so currently, each party member has 2 roles. So Lightning has Commando or Ravager, and you have to develop each of them separately. You can only develop one at a time using the CP that you see over by her HP above her portrait there. So in this particular case, it wants us to develop Commando first. We have access to Ruin now, which is a magical variation on our physical attack. You don't have to stand in front of the enemy in order to attack them with Ruin, you just cast it from afar. It generally makes Ruin pretty good, and it generally makes magic pretty good in this game, but we'll get to that. Yeah, but all the abilities that you have illuminated, anything that's bloomed like the Ruin Crystal is something that you can use. So, but the one that's in Strength +4 over there does not have a massive amount of bloom on it, which means you need to extend the line that goes from Ruin to the other crystals in order to get to that one. So, and in order to do that, you need to use CP. So in order to do that, you hold down the X button until you get to the next crystal. And then that will stop you at Strength +4. And that gives Lightning 4 extra strength. So most of the crystals would be like small bonuses to your stats, HP, strength, magic. Some of them are active abilities like Life Siphon over there, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So, and in this particular case, you can go in either direction in order to figure out which one you want. Now, the thing about 13.1's Crystarium is that it's not really all that, like, modifiable in the early game. The vast majority of the time, you'll be building the characters the exact same way for the first probably 10 or almost 11 chapters of the game. You'll be building them basically the exact same way. As long as you fight every fight, you'll get the same amount of CP, so you'll get the same, well, almost the same amount of CP. It varies a little based on your rankings, but yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so you can't just advance past these branching paths without telling it which direction to go. So, I didn't go too far. But yeah, as you can see, once you run out of CP, you can't keep going any further. And then you can swap to different characters by pressing L1 and R1. In order to get to this one, we needed 60. We only had 41, so we'll need a total of, let's see, so that's 120 minus 41 is, what, 79 more? 29, 19 rather. Yeah, so 79 more in order to get Life Siphon. Then, once you have Life Siphon, you can go all the way back to Strength +4, and then you can start developing in this direction. So, we'll keep that going. Anyway, let's swap over. Oh, okay, Snow has access to 3 roles already, so that's interesting. He has access to Commando, Ravager, and Sentinel, which are the 3 roles that he gets for the remainder of the game, unless you swap things up. I generally do Sentinel last, just because it's not really as necessary for him. I think the game has him mostly on Ravager roles right now, so maybe I'll use that. And Snow's magic is pretty good, so I think I'm going to have him work his way there first. Okay, well that one's done, but we can't get anything in Commando at the moment without 40 points. So since we can't get anything for him there, let's just keep going. At the moment, Saz and Hope are outside of the main party. They cannot be swapped into the main party. The game will give you a party to use for the first, I think 10 chapters. The game automatically makes your party for you, and then after the 10th chapter, you can choose yourself. So, why do you have a strength bonus in your Ravager? You never get strength things in your Ravager. Whatever. Anyway, Vanille needs 70 in order to develop her Ravager, though. So how much does she need for Medic? But yeah, generally speaking, I develop the offensive ones first and then the defensive ones second. It's not always how the priority goes, but it's just how it usually goes. I also usually don't develop past things if I can't get to the next crystal. I usually just leave it. It just looks cleaner in my opinion, so... Yeah, boomerang storytelling. It just keeps on going. Alright, so in any case, Saz only has access to Ravager at the moment, even though he had the attack command previously, so I don't know what that's all about, but sure, why not? And he needs 75. Good lord, man. It's a lot of CP to get to the next thing. We'll develop him and Hope anyway, even though they only have access to... Oh, okay, Hope's got access to all 3 of his at the moment as well. So we've actually seen all 6 of the roles now, haven't we? No, we haven't. Never mind. There's one role that we haven't seen yet, but we've seen 5 out of the 6 anyway. We've seen Commando, Ravager, Synergist with Hope here. We'll look at that in a second. Sentinel and Medic. So we're missing my favorite role. What a big shock. Oh my god, you need 80 in order to develop this one? Jesus Christ. Anyway, so Synergist is basically your buffing spell class, whereas its opposite is the other class we haven't seen yet. That's the debuffing class. Medic, like I said, is like White Mage, and then Sentinel is your tank. It performs basically the defensive roles of a warrior class without, well, being a warrior class. So, but again, I try to develop the offensive ones first and then the defensive ones, so we'll just start by developing his Ravager. And I think that's it for now. Nobody else can do anything, so we'll just stick with that. Anyway, we can make new paradigms as well at the moment. So like we've seen, we've got Relentless Assault and Solidarity. I don't think I'll necessarily need Solidarity, but I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to figure out what my paradigms are going to be off-screen, because guess what? It's been about 3 hours. So, since the save point is right over there,
We can worry about everything else.
no, we should probably worry about developing our Crystarium, because, you know, it's the reason why we'll be able to get out of here. But yeah, since the save point's right here, I think we'll call it a day. So that's going to do it for today's episode of Final Fantasy XIII, the Stream Edition. We'll come back. I'll probably set up some paradigms off-screen so that way we've got some new ones to play with, and I'll talk about how they're used on the next episode, which will be happening tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's see. You prefer the unknown role? You didn't use Synergist at all, and Haste would have broken your party. Yeah, Haste is pretty good. I think I used Synergist a little bit, but we'll see what happens in this particular playthrough. I definitely used it a lot when I was fighting the bonus bosses and the super boss, but we'll get there. Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. I'll see all of you on the next one, which, as I said, will be tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, everybody, take care, and have a good one. You guys gonna make a habit of running off without me? Maybe while they're running off, I should make my LP notes so that way I know what the hell I'm doing.